And welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. What's good with you? It's your boy JB, and man, we've got a great one here today. Two teams both ranked here in the top 10. We've got Ole Miss at Georgia here. This one is going to be a big time SEC matchup here. You've got Ole Miss coming in. They are 6-0 on the year, 3-0 in conference play. Then you've got UGA. They're 5-1, 3-1 in conference play. We all know what they can do. And for me, I'm really looking at this Ole Miss team like, okay, in years past, I've seen Ole Miss have good years. I've seen them have success, but can they beat a team like a UGA? That is always the question that I have there. And so we're going to get that answer here. Tough one on the road here for Ole Miss, but if they are who I believe they can be, then they've got to go up there and show it. SM, talk to me. What's good? How are you today? Good old SM. And man, in case you guys missed it, last night was a very interesting game, and I found myself watching most of that Louisville Miami game last night. And Louisville got off to a fast start, scoring the first two touchdowns there, but then Miami slowed down that offense like tremendously the rest of the way. But turnovers, man, turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. Carson Beck turned into Carson Wreck. It was just turnover city last night for the Miami Hurricanes, and that's ultimately why the Hurricanes ended up losing last night in a shocker. They were at home. I thought if it was at Louisville, then sure, maybe they could upset them 24-21. But I did not think that on the road at Miami that Miami would slip up. But honestly, they turned the ball over way too much in that one. RC, what's good? Second a comment, but first in all of our hearts, what's good? Talk to me. How are we doing? RC. Notre Dame plays USC, right? What time do they play? My son, what's good? What's good? Your boy JB finally went ahead and got that much needed haircut. So feeling good. Got the workout in this morning as well. So I'm feeling good. I am feeling good. I was right about the Vanderbilt game. I had Vanderbilt picking LSU, and Vanderbilt came through for me. So I am happy about that. Best record for Vanderbilt since 1950. So it's been a minute. He said, "Baby, I think we play later, but let me see." And so I figured that Notre Dame USC probably got to be a nighttime game, is what I envisioned that it would be. But man, so much coming on later. Because, yeah, you guys come on the same time as the Tennessee Alabama game. So a lot of great games, honestly, today. JB is all for it. And full honesty, all for it. The Alabama Tennessee game, who's going to win that one? We did stream when Georgia played Tennessee, and it came down to Tennessee missing the field goal, and that one went to overtime. We know how that played out there. But can Tennessee go on the road and beat Alabama? We're gonna find that out because Ty Simpson's been balling lately. If you'd have asked me early in the season, I'd have said, yeah. Well, we're gonna find out. That's gonna be a good game. Let's see. She said, "Loser tongue of Aloha." Oh man, RC, RC, RC. Now, with the conclusion of the WNBA season, RC, what do you find yourself doing these days? Like, what are you mostly posting about now? She says the loser will probably have an ADA to play for long term in the Notre Dame USC game. Bet, bet. Samuel, 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 Samuel. I'm just gonna guess that you're gonna rock with Ole Miss today over Georgia. That's just what JB's guessing. But what's good? What's good? And so SM says Miami's done. My Honestly, from watching that game last night, the biggest problem with the Miami Hurricanes, there was two things. One, letting them get momentum early. That should have never happened. If the defense looked anything like they did the last three quarters in the first quarter when they just gave up that 14-0 lead, if they never let that happen, first of all, Louisville's not in that game and are in a position to let that happen. But later on, the turnovers, all the interceptions, and why does that happen? I had to think about it last night. I was like, Carson Beck, I'm not even gonna talk about last year at UGA, the year before that. When he was having success, it's because they complemented his passing game with a run game. Don't get me wrong. He can throw that ball as we saw him make some good throws, but you ask him to throw too much. Miami only had what, like I don't even know how many yards rushing, but I know that it was not a lot of yards rushing. And so they needed more of a run game to help support him in that system. You cannot ask Carson Beck to do anything like what Cam Ward was able to do the year prior. That's where they made their mistake. But 4 turnovers? Like, come on, man. That's 4 of them turnovers? Man, that's crazy work. Samuel says, like and subscribe, y'all. I appreciate that, Samuel. Let's see. Some says 4 interceptions is insane. Yes, almost like my guy forgot what team was he throwing on. And all of those interceptions, I feel like those were deep passes, so they were waiting for him to go deep. And he fed right into their hands. Laney, what's good? What's good? How are you? I know your team's got a big matchup later on today against Alabama. So hopefully you guys can come through and get that victory. That's what I'm hoping. Justin says, JB, I know you don't watch baseball, but Otani had the greatest game a player has ever had yesterday. I did see his name trending on Twitter and stuff like that. So I figured he had to do something great. But hey, that's special. That is special. Honestly, talk women's Bruins and Hawkeyes during the offseason and during the season. You have been talking to Dallas Cowboys, but mostly just prepping for the women's college basketball landscape. Bet. When is Iowa's first college hoops game? Let's see. RC said, I don't know why I thought Laney was a mod, and so right. It feels like it, doesn't it? And so, yeah, I mean, it's after this game. And so, yeah, hey, I'm looking forward to that one. That game, the USC Notre Dame game. Why do I feel like those, like usually the Notre Dame USC game, I feel like it's usually a little bit later, usually when they play each other in the year, like toward the end of the season, I thought from years past. But yeah, we are still waiting on kickoff for this one. Refresh and see if they are getting to the football field here. But yeah, this one's going to be a good one. As some says that USC is going to win it. I feel like they will too. I've got a feeling USC is going to win this one. I don't remember if I chose them for my picks this week or not, but I'm pretty sure that I would have done that. All right. Some says LSU done. So oh, I did pick Vanderbilt to beat LSU. I wasn't 100% confident it was going to happen, but I felt confident enough to make that pick. So I was like, Vanderbilt's been playing solid this season. Every game I watched them, didn't matter who they were playing. I know what I was going to get from Vanderbilt. But LSU, I always have my questions with LSU. They strike me as a team that they've got a high ceiling, but their floor is also lower than I like from a team that's supposed to be like, a top 10 team because I need that consistency. I need to know what I'm going to get from you each and every week. So Vanderbilt at home, I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and pick them. Vanderbilt won. They came through. But yeah, LSU knows that's a tough loss because these are the kind of games, if LSU really wants to get back to the top, they've got to consistently win games like this. Oh, yeah. Miss versus UGA. And if anybody wants to give us a score projection, let me know. See, as some said, I wonder how much Vanderbilt would move up in the rankings. Honestly, from 17, I would probably put them up to about 12. I would say maybe yeah, about 12 for right now. That seems like that's a good spot right there. Putting them ranked at number 12 is what I'm thinking. But obviously, there's a lot of football games to be played, so we won't know until everybody plays. But I think 12 is a good number for them, honestly. All right, so Samuel, you say I'm going in and out. Is anybody else having audio issues with JB's? Just let me know if anybody else is having issues as well, and I'll see if I can fix that. You said we have an NCAA basketball warm-up exhibition game on the 30th versus Ashland. Okay, okay. Their Division III school. It's a great experience for them. See, this one says the Bulldogs will win this one 20-17. And so I do feel like there's a good chance UGA win, but I did pick Ole Miss, so I will stick with my pick and see if it pays off. But hopefully it doesn't make JB look too bad. So they're preparing for the kickoff here. Ole Miss is going to kick the ball off, so UGA will get the football here first to start this one off. If the volume's good, that's great. All right, here we go. UGA, Ole Miss. Who will win this one? Getting ready. Kicker goes in motion, and the kickoff is on the way, and this game is now officially started. So UGA, what will they do on their first opening drive here? Will they set the tone offensively? And again, looking at Gunnar Stockton, the story for him this season has just been watching him develop as a passer. We knew what he can do with his legs prior to this season, but just watching his development as a passer, especially in clutch situations. But here goes UGA shotgun formation, three receivers, one back, one tight end. Snaps the ball, looking, throws it, gets the completion and tackled at about the 33-yard line there for UGA. Zachariah Branch with the reception. And it says watching my old live stream from 2022. Bet. RC says JB start bench cut. Meanwhile for UGA, fighting, got that first down and then some. Made it look easy there. The offensive line showing early signs that they are planning to dominate this one. And that was Frazier on the carry. But let's see. Start bench cut. Baker Mayfield, Kurt Warner, Philip Rivers. Ooh. You're gonna do me like that, huh? Well, I gotta start Kurt Warner first and foremost. Gotta start him. Of these three, he's the one with the Super Bowl ring, greatest show on turf, all that great stuff. So gotta start him. As of right now, I'm still going to I'm still gonna have to bench Philip Rivers. I know what Baker Mayfield's doing this season and stuff like that, but I need to see a little bit more of Baker Mayfield doing it a little bit more consistently over the next couple years at that level before he leapfrogged Philip Rivers, who did it for his entire career. So yeah, I'm gonna start Kurt Warner. I'm gonna bench Philip Rivers. Got to cut Baker Mayfield for right now. All right, opening drive here. Three receivers bottom of the screen here for UGA. Shotgun formation. They got the ball at the 25-yard line of Ole Miss. The run play off the right guard. Picks up a yard or two on the play. Let's see. RC says Warner Rivers sounds like the most reasonable solution unless Baker can keep this up for the rest of his career. There's a chance. I mean, he certainly has that potential, I feel like, to where at the very least he might can surpass a Philip Rivers. I can see that. Stockton throws it. Oh, this is too easy. This is too easy. Y'all acting like y'all got JB in the secondary right now. Y'all, what is Ole Miss doing? Now there is a flag here. There's a flag. How far do y'all think the Miami Hurricanes are going to fall on a poll after last night's loss? How far do y'all think they're going to do? Because they lost to an unranked team at home. How far would you guys drop them? I can see that push there. Oh wow, massive penalty there. Looks like they moved him back. So now second and 24 for UGA. Gets the snap. Quick pass. Got to make it do what it do. Excellent tackle. Excellent tackle by Franklin for Ole Miss. So now third down, third and long. And again, that was a major penalty there that put them in this situation. So if you're UGA, obviously you want to get the first down, but even if not, you still want to get some yards here if it comes down to a field goal attempt. Under 12 minutes to go here in the first quarter play. Opening drive here for the UGA Bulldog. Shotgun. Tight end goes in motion. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. And give it to the back, in the back, up the middle. Nice pick up there. Ooh, see, RC. What are you doing to me, RC? Who does this? You made this one harder on purpose, man. You're trying to have JB pull out the remainder of his hair. JB will get to this right after this play here, but let's see if Peyton Woodring can come through for this 51-yard field goal attempt here for UGA to get them the lead. Or will Ole Miss special teams be special? Let's see. 11:10 to go. Snap is good. Hold is good. And the kick, it good. Pack on 3 points there for UGA on their opening drive. They're coming away with 3 points there, despite the penalty that disrupted what they had going on that drive. And when we come back from the commercial, we will get to see Ole Miss for the first time offensively in this one. So now, RC out here just, oh man. I mean, if they're all in their prime, which is very tough, very tough. Donovan McNabb had a long prime, a very long prime. And throughout most of his career, he had a lot of success with guys like Freddie Mitchell. He was throwing the ball to. Yes, he did have Terrell Owens for like a season or two, and we all know how that went. But ultimately, he was consistently up there. But you said all in their prime. So prime Mike Vick, I have to think with the legs that Mike Vick had, but also he only had really one excellent passing year, I feel like, and that was under Andy Reid. So I'm crossing off Mike Vick, crossing off Mike Vick. So Mike Vick gets cut. I know what he can do with his legs here, but he's still getting cut. I'm gonna say I gotta go, but I like what Steve McNair was able to do as well. So I'm gonna start the co-MVP, Steve McNair. Gonna start Steve McNair. Gonna follow the heart here. Donovan McNabb's gonna be on the bench. Then Mike Vick's getting cut. Now, if we're talking video game, that might be different. But why did you do that, RC? All right, let's see. This is a JB. I'll start McNair, the toughness, the versatility of throwing, and being a gutsy scrambler if needed. So start McNair. Bench McNabb and got to cut Vic because his running was better than his arm. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, when you said his prime, I was like, do you mean like their absolute best season? But I was like, nah, even so, yeah, got to cut Vic. That part we agree on. But it was very tough there because I was like, oh man, Donovan McNabb played in so many big games. He basically turned water into wine out there with some of the weapons that he had. But ultimately, Steve McNair, who should have won a Super Bowl, should have. So, oh nah, RC, I had to think about that one for a minute. Had to think about that one for a minute because it was so hard to go against two of my favorite quarterbacks back then. And again, we are currently here at the commercial with the score right now. UGA just kicked the field goal on their opening drive, so they're up 3-0 here in the first. All right, so now UGA is getting ready for the kickoff here. RC says he's not that excited for the NBA season as normally. You say you're more excited for the women's college basketball to start up. I feel you there. And so Braden, Brayhawk, what's good? What's good? Says, hey JB, what's good with you? How are we doing today? So let's see what Ole Miss got in store here for us offensively. Let's see. RC said NBA start, bench cut, John Stockton, Steve Nash, Mark Price. I feel like didn't we have a similar question? But this one, I believe with John Stockton, Steve Nash especially, and A, I should cut Steve Nash automatically for what he did to my Lakers. I should really hold that against him and just cut him automatically because what he did to my Lakers was it was just absolutely nasty. Oh, Miss, speaking of nasty, getting that first down with ease takes it to the 49-yard line, almost midfield, and that's a first down for Ole Miss. Oh man. Let's see. Brayhawk says, "Gotta congratulate you, JB. Your Patriots are for real." Hey, all I can say is that it feels good not to be bad. That's all JB can say. It feels good not to be bad. Like just watching the growth of this team and stuff. 'Cause, like I was talking to my manager the other day, and my manager is also a Patriots fan. So we were just talking about the season, the schedule coming up, how big of a win it was against the Bills, what we're seeing from Drake May. We're all excited. I mean, Patriot fans united now, Braden. And so I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm still that cautious fan that's like, hey, let's not get too big headed. Let's not, get too greedy here. We need guys to stay healthy and take it one game at a time. Throws it short, has a man in front of him, takes it to about midfield. So now third down coming up here for Ole Miss. Can they get the first down? That's the question. Appreciate that, Braden. And not only that, y'all, JB's got two fantasy football teams right now that are 6-0 at this point of the season. My third one is like 3-3, but I won three of my last four in that league. So JB's turning it around in that league. So I'm pretty happy with how fantasy football is going so far. Pass, completion, and a first down. But let's see what the referee marks him at. You never know with these referees. 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. Until they lose six straight, never. Come on, RC. I'm gonna say that and try to jinx JV's team. So after the first down, shotgun throws it, gets the completion, and he's gonna be about a yard shy of that first down marker, probably half a yard. So right now, Ole Miss, they're moving the football right now. 9:24 to go. Ball at the 33-yard line of UGA. They need a yard to get a first down. Second and one. The running back and their running backs can get the first down with ease. So now I'm playing JB. You said JB, so basically finish the season at 4-2. Season is not done. There's lots of work to do. Lots of work to do. Samuel says Ohio State, Wisconsin, 7-0. Appreciate that update there. Keep those Buckeyes updates coming to me there. Throws this one out of bounds. Out of bounds there. So incomplete. See, Brayhawk says Drake May has looked really good. Your schedule is also pretty easy. I mean, I can't lie. I mean, playing the Dolphins twice, Jets twice, that makes JB happy. Titans coming up. So we legitimately got a chance, honestly. And that's just what we needed. That is just what we needed. Second and 10, throws it, gets the completion. Another first down there for the Ole Miss Rebels here. And they are making it do what it do. Very much says Buckeyes up 7-0. Yes, he said JB probably throwing himself at the wall for that week one loss to the Raiders. Y'all could have been 5-1. I said that about the Raiders. I'll say the same thing about the Steelers because we turned the ball over like 5 times in that game and we still barely lost. But both of those games, honestly, we really should have won. But that's the NFL. You're gonna lose games like that. The baby's not gonna cry over spilled milk. I'm gonna appreciate the ride. That's what I'm gonna do. Appreciate the ride. All right, 8 minutes left to go here in the first quarter of play. And right now, Ole Miss driving. Second and three coming up. They need about 13 yards to get into the end zone. Shotgun formation here. Fake it to the back. Throws it into the end zone. Incomplete. 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 Third and three. Nobody's involved. Are you guys better than the Colts and the Bills? That's a good question, RC. And you want me to not be biased? Honestly, I feel like we are probably at the same level of Indianapolis because I do feel like they're slightly overachieving. I mean, the Colts, they just beat the Cardinals with Jacoby Brissett in there barely, and they beat the Raiders ahead there. So not too impressed there, although we didn't beat the Raiders, but still. But I feel like we're about at the same level as where they are at. Now, Buffalo, I still view Buffalo as the more superior team. We just got a good win, but when we play them the second time, they're going to be looking for us, and they've got to figure some things out right now. Buffalo, they are a roller coaster team, up and down, but they just got to get back to what's working. Kind of like the Eagles right now, where they're a good team, but they're just in a bad funk. So we just caught them at the right time. So I still view Buffalo as a superior team at this time, but I think we're hand in hand with the Colts, in my opinion, and that's my non-biased opinion. See, Braden says Michigan most likely will be 9-2 when they play you guys. It'll be the play in the Big Ten championship. Very well. And I'm looking forward to getting some sweet revenge, Braden. Believe me, I've taken some names and I've taken their names multiple times, man. This is personal. JB would get in that field himself if I need to. And it says, how is why number one Ohio State? You're right. The how is the why, and the why is the how when it comes to Ohio State. And again, we're at the commercial right now. Ooh, thoughts on James Franklin getting fired, and where do you think he coaches next? My thought on him getting fired was honestly, I can't deny. I was a little surprised that they fired him. I get it. The season was going bad, but he did so much good there. And y'all literally just extended this man to like a 10-year contract not that long ago. What happened to the days of let's let you play out at least 80% of your contract here? How can these schools we talk about, they want more money, they need more money, and you're writing checks for $50 million and stuff like that? I get it. This team, they lost to UCLA. That should have never happened. And then losing Northwestern, something needed to happen. I get that. But at the same time, though, I thought that James Franklin didn't deserve to get fired before the end of the season at the very least. Let him finish out the season there. Because, like, why not? They're not going anywhere anyways, but they invested too much money to waste, had to pay him out, bring somebody else in. As for where does he go next? Dude, that's a very good question. That's a very good question. Where should James Franklin go next? I might have to ask the chat. Where do we think he's going to go next? But yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised. Personally, I would love to see James Franklin go to a team like Wisconsin that's down bad, that needs the help. I'd like to see Wisconsin become relevant again. So why not go to Wisconsin? I do think he can help them win some games. He can recruit. That's where I would like to see James Franklin go, Wisconsin. And then Mr. JB comes through and says, "Let's go, dogs." And again, let JB know where are you guys standing with this one. UGA or Ole Miss. Speaking of Ole Miss, we are now back from the commercial. Third and three right now. Two receivers, two tight ends, one back, snaps the ball, looking, throws to the back of the back from the back, rumbling and tumbling, and he gets the first down. Going to take it to about the 7-yard line. So excellent job getting the first down, first and goal. Again, this is the opening drive here of Ole Miss with about 7 minutes and 32 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play, trailing 3-0. But here at the goal line situation, can Ole Miss get this touchdown? Mike, what's good? So shout out to JV. Says Ravens getting Lamar back. Yes, Harbaugh said basically that once they come back from their bye week, that he's pretty sure that Lamar Jackson is going to be coming back for Baltimore because they are desperate. They are desperate. I just want to know all that money that they invested on the defense this offseason, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. They must have wrote a bunch of blank checks because these guys out here playing terrible. Everything that Baltimore's touched so far this season has been bad. The Bengals don't count out. Joe Flacco came through. He saved both my like both the Bengals receivers. I have them in different fantasy football leagues. So having Joe Flacco out there, wow, that was like what he did against the Steelers was amazing. Well, you lost the ball. You idiot. You almost lost. You almost turned the ball over. You cannot make mistakes like this and expect to beat a team like that. He better be lucky that he fell in that football. Wow. And she said, Benjamin Franklin, Aretha Franklin. He said he's fired and never coming back. So here we go. Third and goal. Out of the shotgun. Can they get into the end zone here? He's looking. He's going to run. He's using his legs. Is he fast enough? Yes, he is. And that is a touchdown. Oh, miss. There goes that man again. Wow. See, Brayhawk says, remember I said the Colts were going to be an entertaining mess? Well, you were wrong. Hey, you aren't the only one wrong. You just never know. You just never know how pieces of the puzzle gel together. Who would have known that Daniel Jones was the missing piece that they needed? Who would have known? See, Mike says Louisville, a good game. Real, for real. I watched all of that game, Mike, and yeah, that game started off entertaining and then it stayed entertaining. Sellers good. I'll say the Sellers is good. Now, how good is he? That's the question we all have. SM says that Franklin will be coaching at ESPN. ESPN. But nah, I mean, could you guys imagine that next year James Franklin ends up coaching at North Carolina? Would you guys be okay with that? Because they got to get rid of Bill Belichick after this year. So why not bring in a coach like James Franklin who actually, I don't know, can win at the collegiate level and then go from there? If I'm North Carolina, I would at least entertain that thought and bring him in for an interview. Because why not? So what about LSU? Oh man, LSU fell on their faces against Vanderbilt today. So LSU lost. It would be funny if he went to UCLA, but that won't happen. Yeah, he doesn't need to go there. UCLA is all about the celebs here. They don't care about winning football games, honestly, down there. The kickoff on the way. All right, so Brayhawks got Georgia. You see, Mike said, never saw a season where all prediction early draft quarterbacks fell off the board. Others to top 10, not on the board before. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this like one of the biggest drops that I can recently remember was you guys remember Spencer Rattler before he lost his job to Caleb Williams, that he was the like anonymous number one pick selection everybody was talking about, but then he went out there, lost his job, lost his, I mean, it pummeled it fast, real fast. But again, that was one quarterback. But you're right, to see so many quarterbacks just fall off the map, you're right. Quick pass there, incomplete. Dangerous pass too. Dangerous pass. But you're right. I mean, these guys are dropping like flies. Laney says, Ole Miss. James says, please, top one. LSU. Mike says, Jay, we do some NFL games. And so I'm looking at Monday. I forget who plays Monday, but I'm looking at Monday. All right, second and 10. Run play up the middle, fighting forward. That's what he does. Still fighting forward there for every yard he can. Going to make this a third and about 3. Again, we're in the first quarter with about 5 minutes and 25 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of play. Let's see, Mike says Andrew gets traded. Mark Andrews. And so don't think he gets traded. I don't think he gets traded. Yeah, I don't think that Mark Andrew gets traded there. Honestly, if it ain't AJ Brown, I wish the Eagles would be foolish to trade AJ Brown. Alvin Kamara wants to stay with the Saints, and I think they're going to respect that. So it's going to have to probably be a defensive player to get moved. 3rd and 4, and Stockton doing what he does best. Ran it up there, got the first down. Let's see, Brayhawk says touchdown. He redeems himself. You said that would be good. Yeah, that would be really good for North Carolina. That's where they need to go. Get rid of all the Belichick there. Get rid of all of them. Just go ahead, bring in James Franklin there, and establish a new culture, one that could really elevate their football program. Honestly, because I think that they'll be happy with an 8-9 win season. Throws it. Oh, incomplete. Incomplete. Dang. Let's see. RC said, does anybody trust the Seahawks? And Sam, duh, no. Honestly, when we say trust, do I think that they could be a playoff team? Yes. Do I trust them to go far in the playoffs? No. That's about as far as my trust gets. For him to get them to the playoffs, I think he can do that. That's about it. I can see them as a wild card team. Runs it off the right side. Slim says, good luck, football coach James in North Carolina. They're going to be like JB broke that he's going to be going to North Carolina. And then JB's going to get banned from North Carolina right now because of Bill Belichick. So, you see, Mike says LSU lost. Let's go. They did. Hey, Mike, didn't your boy pick Vanderbilt? I picked Vanderbilt to win, just like this one. I picked Ole Miss to win. So right now, I feel pretty good about most of my picks. The only pick that I feel really bad about, in all honesty, is me choosing Utah over BYU. In hindsight, I'm starting to have a little bit of doubt about that one. I'm starting to think I should have went BYU in that matchup. But she said UCLA is a basketball school. Meanwhile, quick pass to the receiver, and the receiver cutting up field. Keep this balance. Excellent job to keep his balance. Made it to about the 44-yard line. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of play. And again, right now, Ole Miss up 7-3, but UGA, they are moving and grooving right now. We're talking about grooving like Mike in the 80s, so yes. Let's see. Mike says, Alar's hurt. That's right. Arizona State quarterback. Manning fell off hard. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about a hard fall. Like, where would you guys draft Manning this year if he was coming out in the NFL draft? If he decided to declare, where would you guys draft him? He would still get drafted because of his last name. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but that's a fact. He would still get drafted because of his last name. Essom says, I don't think we see any big trades. I don't think we need to, honestly. The biggest trade that we saw was Joe Flacco potentially saving the Bengals season, or at least keeping them relevant a little bit longer, because that was a shipwreck wreck that was just going full steam ahead. Fakes the end around. Stockton throws the ball, and it's completed for a first down. All right, so 1:53 left to go here in the first quarter of play. Not the best looking pass, if I say so myself. All right, so here we go. Trips top of the formation. Stockton looking. Stockton going to throw it short there. Gets to the back, and the back brought down. Oh, they're going to get you for that horse car. They're going to get you every time. Why would you do that? It makes no sense. No sense. Mike says Sam weak arm. He's a huge pick, JB. And so yeah, yeah. As I said, Matt Rule going to Penn State. And so I'm sure he would love to. In all honesty, I think he would love to, but I don't think so. Is there any rumors about that, SM? As you might say, AJ Brown, 80 million dead money, so no trade. Mr. JB says Miami's got only one loss. Well, it's a massive loss at home. But again, you guys tell me how far should the Hurricanes fall come tomorrow. Play fake. Stockton on the move, looking, throws it, gets the completion before he's tripped out of bounds. Nice pickup of about a good 7 yards on the play as the clock continues to melt with 1 minute left to go in the first. See, Samuel says he thinks LSU versus Clemson for a national championship in 2026. Man, Samuel is on one right now, guys. Got Clemson. The ways in Clemson losing right now as we speak to SMU. Sticking in three here for the Bulldogs, gonna toss the play. He's looking to throw it, thought about it, still think, oh my goodness. Wow. That's a big man right there, that Harris guy. That's a big man. And Mike, tell me, what's going on with Buffalo, man? I wasn't too shocked when the Patriots beat the Bills, but to see Atlanta do what they did and by John Robinson doing all that he did against Buffalo, are they dealing with some new injuries or what's going on? And that's going to be the end of the first quarter in this one. Ole Miss up 7-3, but right now UGA here in the red zone. All right, and again, we are at the end of the first quarter here. Score right now, Ole Miss 7, UGA 3. Looking at these quarterbacks so far, so Gunnar Stockton getting it done through the air, 74 yards passing, 7 of 9 so far in this one. And again, still moving on the second drive here. We'll see what that results to. On the ground, Frazier has 3 carries for 13 yards for the Bulldogs. As for Ole Miss, Chambliss, he's 6 of 9 for 48 yards passing. He's also the leading rusher. He's got 3 carries for 12 yards, including that rushing touchdown he had on their only offensive drive so far in this game. Who is my pick for the 2026 national championship? That's an excellent question because right now I've been thinking about that myself, honestly. Obviously, JB's going to put Ohio State up there, if you already know. But who would we end up going against? Right now, if I had to pick, I would probably say that it might end up being Ohio State versus, I'm gonna say Texas. Is it Texas Tech or Texas A&M? Texas A&M, yeah, yeah. So Ohio State and Texas A&M right now is what JB would project at this point. But again, with the college football playoffs, anything could happen. But I'm gonna go with those two for right now. This game currently a commercial. Wonder what some of the other teams are doing here so far. I see Michigan State is beating Indiana right now. I wonder, can Michigan State actually pull this one off? And if so, that would make things really interesting. Come on now, Samuel, you know better than that. How did the college football playoff expect Ohio State to be there? Believe it. They're 17-0 right now in that matchup. All right, UGA throws it up there all by himself. My goodness. That's a touchdown for UGA. I mean, you just left the kid all by himself. Lawson Lucky, double L with the touchdown. Dang. All right. Will LSU be in the college football playoffs? Personally, just based upon what I've seen from Nussmeier and company, I think no. I think they're going to end up losing a late game later in the season that's going to ultimately seal their fate and cause them not to get in because the SEC is so competitive, so competitive. So I could see them losing one more game later on that cost them. And again, we are at the commercial here. All right, so again here at the commercial. All right, let's see. Samuel says Alabama. Alabama will be in the college football playoffs when it's all said and done this year. I do think that they will find a way to get in there. But this game today will ultimately determine that. I think the winner of tonight's matchup, them versus Tennessee, one of those two will get in there. The winner of this one. That's what I'm thinking. So it could very well be Tennessee. And again, still at the commercial right now. Square right now. UGA leading this one 10-7 in the early seconds here of the second quarter in this one. So JB said you're just gonna overlook Miami. I still believe Miami will make the college football playoffs. I mean, I know they lost one game there. You look at the rest of their schedule. The only other game that gives me concern for Miami, based upon Miami Hurricanes history as of late, is that game in which you guys play against Pittsburgh. I feel like Pittsburgh is a team that loves to give a team like Miami problems late in the season. Aside from that, I see Miami getting into the college football playoffs, even with two losses potentially. Hammer says Ohio State versus Notre Dame, national championship 2026. And so, why do I feel like that's what the college football playoff committee would like to see? But ultimately, Notre Dame, I don't think they get in there. See, Mike says Jay Terrell. brother. And so, oh, AJ Terrell was hurt. Was that what happened earlier? Oh, that's his brother there. Okay, okay. Let's see. They root Ole Miss there, and so JB's not alone here rooting for Ole Miss this one. All right, so here we go. UGA leading 10-7. Perfect. So second quarter. Last time out there, they did score a touchdown here, but can they keep the momentum rolling here? Fakes it to the back here, looking, throws it short, gets it to the receiver, gets it almost to midfield. Excellent play. And Samuel wants to know the NCAA college football playoff. Anybody happens to know, put it in the chat. Throws it incomplete. Let's see, Mike says draft his brother early. How early we talking? All right, second and 10 here for Ole Miss. Throws it across field here. Got to make somebody miss here. And he does. And oh, tripped up about 2 yards shy of that first down marker there. But at that point, he had to make somebody miss. Seth was good. And Seth says, wow, his Sooners are 6-1. You better believe it. And he says, go Bulldogs. But what's good with you, Seth? What's good with you? Now, 3rd and 3. So far today, they've been clutch on third downs, but let's see if they can continue that pattern here. They're going to need it. All right, timeout called. And again, we are once more at the commercial. All right, still away. Someone wants to know when does the college football playoffs start? Again, if anybody happens to know the answer to that, be great. And Seth says that John Mater is the best quarterback anywhere. And so his name certainly comes up quite often when they talk about the best of this season. Because believe me, a lot of guys I thought was going to be balling this year, they have not done the thing. But John, he has. And again, here at the commercial right now, thanks to the timeout that was called by Ole Miss, but a very important 3rd and 3 is coming up. And Mike says, okay, quarterback has skyrocketed up boards. And that's what it's all about. Getting hot, especially at the right time. All right, and boom, just waiting for the commercial to conclude. See, Indiana's reclaimed the lead there, 14-10 against Michigan State. All right, so 3rd and 3 here for Ole Miss, trailing 7-10 here in the second quarter, 13 minutes and 41 seconds to go. Crucial that they get this first down to keep this drive going if you're Ole Miss. I'm making adjustments here on the line. Runs it up the middle. Should be a first down. So RC says, I ain't playing no more, bro. I'm about to have a make or break season with my Hawkeyes and Bruins. If the channel doesn't take off like an airport, well, it won't be for a lack of trying or consistency. I hear you, RC. Steph says Bulldogs need to pass deep ball next when they have the ball. Speaking of have the ball, was that a turnover? Referee signals it was incomplete. What, RC? Hey, congratulations, RC, to you and your lady, man. That is what's up. Oh, man, another baby RC, baby RC. And you said you found out the gender a week ago? That's what's up. Are you guys keeping the gender a secret for now and gonna tell everybody else later? Or what's the deal there? But man, congratulations, RC. We've all passed and completed. Oh man, RC bringing in another little one here. Adjustments here. Receivers, one tight end, one back here, 1st and 10. Gonna run the option, pitch it to the back here, and the back is going to lose maybe half a yard. First and foremost, JB, as a Laker fan, I've got to start off by saying we're going to cut Russell Westbrook first and foremost. That's what we're going to do. Starting Allen Iverson without a second doubt. So we're going to start AI. Going to have Chris Paul on my bench, and Russ is going to be cut. Oh, what a nice throw there by Ole Miss, making it do what it do. She said, JB, I got the subs needed, but need to watch the hours to reach monetization requirements there. But how far are you from reaching the requirement level? 5 yards away from the end zone. Okay, so he tried to run it in there. I believe if they try it again, I think that they will succeed. You look at how many yards he picked up there. So here we go, 2nd and goal. D touchdown for the score for Ole Miss to reclaim the lead in this one. And guys, We have gotten a game. We have a game. As Josie said, JB, there are too much pacifiers, gym shoes, and baby food money. Cost little snotty nose things. Oh man, RC, I feel you there. Oh man, RC says without the injuries there. But man, what a big time play there for Ole Miss. So JB's got to step away for 1 minute, but JB will be back. Just gonna step away for 1 minute. Gonna go ahead and start D Rose. Gonna bench Penny and then gonna have to cut Brandon Roy. But those would be excellent options without this thing called injury, right? Mike says, "In your face, Georgia fan." Mike loving this. I wonder if Lewis took the over for this one. As he has some such way. Bench Rose, cut Hardaway. Okay, okay. Let's see. Mike says, in the London games. He said he's had enough. He's tired of it coming up so early in the morning. Say Rams versus Jaguars pretty good. And so yeah, it's gonna be honestly, it's gonna be a really good test, I feel like, to see where the Jaguars are in terms of being consistent. We saw them beat Kansas City there, but also the Rams seem to be getting all of their wins against AFC teams so far this season. So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. Let's see. Let's build Buffalo Joe. Just something with a linebacker. All right, so here we go, guys. First and 10 from their own 25-yard line here. Receiver goes in motion here for UGA. Trying to respond. Stockton feeling the rush. Stockton throws it, sidearms it, gets the completion. I gotta wonder what is the secondary doing. Every time I look and see Georgia throw the ball, like yes, there's a little bit of pressure there, but their DBs give a lot of space. It's an excellent one. Definitely gonna be starting Hakeem for sure. And then I'm gonna bench. Oh, this is so tough here. So tough. So tough. Because Jokic could do so much. But Tim, he was a team player, had to be a team player there. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm gonna bench Jokic here and then cut Tim Duncan. I like Jokic's game a lot. So said as a fan, and I have to be up at 6 a.m. for that game. Should be a good one though. Oh yeah, I'm expecting it to be a nice one. All right, 2nd and 7 for UGA. Fakes the toss. Stockton in the pocket, taking a deep shot. Oh, incomplete. I had a flashback of Carson Beck after that one when I saw that deep pass. Thought he was about to throw an interception. See, Mike says Rams have another University of Buffalo star linebacker. SM says going to start Joker, bench Hakeem, cutting Duncan. Oh, what a nice run there by the running back to get the first down and then some. And they did it on 3rd down too. Impressive. So now UGA, as I like to say, moving and grooving once again. The linemen, they're getting out in front. The linemen, they're moving their feet. Look at the linemen on these plays. They are the reason why these runs are doing what they're doing. She said, cut Duncan, cut Duncan. Say what? Hey, sometimes you got to cut it like it's Dunkin' Donuts. You got to cut it. So kind of defense got to stop there. SM said it's simple. Hakeem's better. Jokic is insane. That he is. I mean, hey, that's what happens when you put like legends up there. They're all legends in their own right, but you put 3 legends up there, a legend is gonna get cut. Excellent throw there by UJ and a big time first down, and now UGA. They're getting closer and closer again. They can smell the end zone, guys. These two teams are going back and forth in this one. The kind of game where if you're a defensive coordinator and you're not about that life, you're gonna go ahead and be like, hey, I need a sick day today. Can't show up. It's gonna get What's going on with that TCU Baylor game? Why is it in such a big delay? Right, end around there, picked up about 2 yards there, and that was Bell on the carry. She said, "AB, I gotta make a YouTube Shorts out of the start bench cut with Akeem Jokic and Timmy and see if I can get any comment bite. I might even post it on Twitter and Facebook too. Oh, you'll get some. You will get some. You'll get some engagement there for sure. When it comes to putting their opinions on stuff like that, they will comment. And Stockton kept himself. And Stockton all the way. My goodness. Man was running like he was the leading reindeer on that one, man. Like 22 yards. Gunner Stockton. Gunner doing work. And Lane Kiffin is like, bruh, why do I pay you for? He's like, why do I pay you for if we can't stop them at all? He's like, I told you the scouting report on this kid. Let's see, Mike said who you got in the Rams and Eagles. The Eagles play the Vikings, don't they? Didn't they already play the Rams and the Eagles already played, if I'm not mistaken? All right, so Samuel says, I think plays NFL game for the Eagles team. You think he plays for him? Let's see. Mike says Eagles is your Papa John's matchup there. RC says third quarter. RC, I don't know what game you're watching there. It's definitely not third quarter. Nah, we're in the second quarter. We're in the second quarter, about halfway through the second quarter, about 7 minutes and 13 seconds ago. UGA on top, 17 to 10, guys. 17 to 10. We got the commercial here. As Usham says that Dolik is a future star for the Rams. He should have been drafted. We cut our fifth round linebacker to keep him. Sometimes I be wondering what do these scouts even be doing. Percy said that you are in right now. Nah, we're in the second quarter. Yes, see, Mike says, let's go SM. Yes, see, he says, chat, who is your Papa John picks and your popcorn game? And again, for anybody that's not familiar, your Papa John's game would be your number one game that you're looking forward to today to watching that you think would be the best. And then your popcorn game could be your most enjoyable one, like regardless of the rankings and stuff, just the one that you're gonna probably enjoy the most. So the one that's gonna be the best and the one that you're gonna enjoy the most. I feel like that Bama Tennessee game is gonna go down to the wire. So of the games that have not played, I would say that that one would be my Papa John's pick, Bama versus Tennessee. But the popcorn game, the remaining games could be that USC Notre Dame one. Because if you give Notre Dame a third loss, the committee is going to have a hard time justifying continuously keeping them ranked in the top 25. But something tells me that they will find a way to do it. 17-0 Ohio State. It's still 17-0, huh? Off on the way here. Let's see how Ole Miss responds. All right, so second quarter with 7 minutes and 13 seconds to go. UGA up 17 to 14. Fakes to the back, throws it to the tight end there, our receiver. And he takes us to about the 39-yard line. So a first down there for Ole Miss. So these two teams, they keep going back and forth, guys, back and forth. RC says start bench cut, Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones. Oh man, you really gave me some options here, didn't you? Well, going off their careers, I would go ahead and you put me in a situation there. I'm going and start Kurt, bench Jay Cutler, cut Daniel Jones until further notice. Now, if Jones can give me a couple seasons like what he's doing this year, then we can change that. Let's see. Could you the Rams and then the Eagles game? So for the Rams game, because the Rams are playing against who are the Rams playing? I know we just mentioned who they're playing against. Throws it, gets the against the Jaguars there. I'm gonna take the Rams in that one. I'm gonna take the experience of Matthew Stafford and the Rams finding a way to win. I know Puka Nakua is not gonna be playing in that one. I do know that, but I still feel they'll find a way to win that one. As for the Eagles versus the Vikings, there, I don't know. The Eagles got a big problem right now. I'm gonna say that Carson Wentz gets revenge against his former team, so I'm saying the Vikings gonna win that one. So that's how I see it. Yeah, that's how I see it. All right, so Braden says Bama, Tennessee, Notre Dame, and USC. You said Notre Dame will be eliminated if they lose tonight. Well, you never know. You never know. They always find a way to keep Notre Dame in it. All right, so 5 yard carry there by the receiver. So now we got third down coming up here for Ole Miss, and they're pretty good on third down. They're hurrying up to the line here. So at the 46-yard line of UGA, got third and four. They need 4 yards for a first down here in the second quarter with about 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go. All right, so Wisconsin has fallen to the scum of the earth in football. Hey, they're so low that we probably can literally apply for the job and get it. Quarterback can keep it himself, shakes away from the first guy, extends the football, and the referee says he did get the first. So what a play. 5 minutes to go here before halftime. Again, UGA up 17-14, but neither of these defenses really want to make a stop right now, it seems. In the shotgun, throws it, gets the completion to the 30-yard line. Okay. See, Brandon says, yep, figured that out when we beat them 37-0 last week. Oh, 37-0 the final score. My goodness. Shut down the program. But she said, Braden, I'm kind of disappointed to week after week. Just my Notre Dame team, just pound inferior teams like soft cupcakes. Oh, a penalty, guys, a penalty. What's going on? I mean, my man was definitely hugging him. I mean, for sure. She, she said, "Dad, who your McDonald's for Buffalo wings? Who's your game?" And so Samuel creating a new one here. As it says, starting Cousins, benching Jones, cutting Cutler. Cutting Cutler. And oh, he wanted it so bad, slipped in the process there. Got it to almost the 10-yard line. Essam said Jaguars could win, but I think Lawrence will turn the ball over a few times, and that'll be the difference. Wentz versus the Eagles should be interesting, but I don't see the Eagles dropping two in a row. I was about to say, didn't they just drop two in a row, but it's three in a row there? I feel you there. I feel you there. I do feel you there. Like she said, JB, do you love peanut butter cookies and this like the soft kind? Oh man, do I? Do I? There's this place like like Tiffany's and stuff that with their cookies, I absolutely would get a ton of their peanut butter, like 2 dozens of their peanut butter cookies and stuff like that. Like whenever I could, ordered it so much they stopped delivering it. They got tired of making a trip down to CJB, but absolutely does JB. I want to say that's really my favorite kind. If the cookies are done right, they're my favorite kind. Right for the 9 yard line, tosses it to the back on third and four, looking to throw the ball, throws it up there. Oh, did he really catch that? Did he really do it? I know there's a flag, but did he really do it? I just knew that this was going to be incomplete, guys. But What does JB know? What does JB know? Man. Did he lose the ball? The question, did he lose the ball? Quarterback gonna keep it himself here. Quarterback says, "I'm gonna get in there." But did he? I don't think he did. It says, JB, who has the worst defense, Steelers or Cowboys? You asked me that right after a game in which I started the Steelers defense in fantasy football and they gave me like -4 points. And you're gonna ask me it right after? I mean, in all honesty, it's easy to say the Cowboys. It's easy to say the Cowboys, but I really got to consider the Steelers as well. The Steelers are the only team that made the Jets look like they were legit offensively this season. And we have to think about that. So, but I'm going to go ahead and say Cowboys, but it's so close. It is so close right now, RC. Ole Miss gets that one. Because the same for SM, the Steelers defense gave him -4 fantasy points. I started them with confidence, guys, with confidence, knowing I had the Seahawks defense just waiting to where I could have started them, but I should have known better. I should have known better. I underestimated Joe Flacco. But man, this drive, 11 plays, 75 yards, over 5 minutes off the clock, and it finishes in an Ole Miss touchdown. 21-17 is our score right now, guys. And that is insane. SM says that Tomlin is 0-7 in Thursday games. I see why Mike Tomlin was so upset when he realized that Joe Flacco was traded to the Bengals. He knew what was coming. Samuel says Tennessee college football playoffs. I can see it again. SM says if Kamara got traded to the Kansas City, do you think he would retire? No, I don't think he would retire. I don't think he would retire. As much as he does not want to leave, if they still traded him anyways, and then you get a chance to play with the Chiefs in that offense, still a little bit of time of just letting it all soak in, I think he wouldn't retire. SM says the Cowboys should trade for Jeffrey Simmons. Good. All right, let's see if UGA can respond once again, but both teams have been scoring left and right. I'm Julian Saiyan out here going Super Saiyan out there. Samuel said Mississippi State college football playoffs. I would say no. At the moment, I would say no. I don't think that they're going to get there. They've got a good team. They get a good bowl game, but at this moment, I would say no. He says plus plus plus. Samuel says North Carolina NCAA college playoffs on a video game maybe, but in real life, oh heavens no. Oh, heavens, it would be insane work, Samuel, to get them in there. Like, I don't know how much you'd have to pay these people for that to actually happen. I don't know what you'd have to offer them for that to actually happen. Let's see. All right, so SM's got a nice one here. He says Titans head coach candidates for Dana Rossini is Matt Nagy, Arthur Smith. Wait, Arthur Smith was already there as offensive coordinator before. They should know how bad he is. Lou Anamaru and then oh, good old Anthony Reaver. I remember he was a player. So of these, it's gonna end up being Matt Nagy. It's gonna end up to be Matt Nagy. You guys know that's what's gonna happen here. They're gonna end up taking Matt Nagy because they're gonna convince themselves that Matt Nagy, having worked again with Patrick Mahomes as long as he has, is gonna have what it takes to help develop Cam Ward. That's what they're gonna do. They'd have to be foolish to take Arthur Smith because Arthur Smith develops nobody. He doesn't even develop his own playbook and stuff like that. He has not in years and stuff. And they're not going to go with defensive guys like Anthony Weaver. So they're going to end up going Matt Nagy if these are truly the candidates that they're thinking about. That's the direction that Tennessee's going to end up going, which would end up being a mistake. But hey, the NFL likes making mistakes. That's one thing you can. And let me know, what is your fantasy football team records and how many leagues are you guys in? Right now, JB is fighting week for week to keep two of my teams undefeated. And the third one, I've won 3 of my last 4. So, to right that ship after a slow start. I would decline any trade that came our way, Sim. That would be taking away our very foundation. Nice throw there, and look at him booking it. Nice, a nice pickup there by UGA, and again, they are moving. That's what this game has been. Look at that. The yards after the catch has been there all game long. Oh, Miss, what are y'all doing? At this point, just let Tennessee hire James Franklin if they're that desperate to come to Mike Vrabel and be like, "Hey, we made a mistake letting you go, so we want to trade for you." Samuel, I would say, yeah, Oklahoma to the college football playoffs, certainly can see that. All right, so 3rd and 3 on the move, throws it. Ooh, that's a first down. Let's see. SM says, I thought Vrabel would be there forever, like Tomlin with the Steelers. I mean, it always feels that way until coaches are gone. I mean, you think about before Mike Tomlin, who was that super long coach that was there for the Cincinnati Bengals? Marv Lewis. He was there forever. Now, I could never understand why the Bengals didn't pull the plug quicker in that scenario because Marv had them going, I feel like, for the longest. 8-8, 7-9, put together one great season, get hurt, then you're gonna have 4 or 5 seasons of repetitive missing the playoffs. At least Mike Tomlin gets you to the playoffs. But Marv Lewis, oh man, you'll get there maybe once every 4 years as a wild card and then get bounced. So you said Samuel says, "Hey JB, what it get? What does what get?" She says, "Bill Cower, good Bill Cower." Who says Ravens want to fire Harborough? I'm sure they do. I'm sure that they do. And what are they going to do? Are they going to promote Todd Monken if they do that? Because they clearly like his offense. Because well, Lamar Jackson has his unique ability, so you need a coach that can bring that out. So they probably would convince themselves to promote him, and that would be a mistake. I feel like terrible defense, bad luck on offense. Henry's getting older. It's just a combination of a lot of bad things. They put their money at the wrong place. Says, "Yep, JB, you was right. Gerard Mayo was the sacrificial lamb. That he was." Ah, yeah. So this right here, I got me some caramel chocolate. So or chocolate with caramel, I should say. So yeah, that's what JB's over here eating some chocolate. JB got a little hungry earlier. The Greyhawk says the Bengals had that 5-year stretch when they made the playoffs and lost every single game that they did. That they did. It's Cooper Rush. Nope, it's Cooper Crushed. Sounds like something that should be in a commercial right there, RC. 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun for UGA. Run play. Bruh, it takes about 6 yards before somebody decides that they want to hit this man. 48 seconds before halftime. Another first down. 24-yard line with 30 seconds. They got 2 timeouts. Throws it. Another catch. Picks up about 2.5 yards. And then Mayo felt like an interim coach. I mean, honestly, that's one way to view it because that's what it really felt like. I felt no coaching leadership from him, none whatsoever. Or she said, "JB, I think I want some KFC." JB loved KFC. You took your girl to get some KFC last night. What'd you get? What'd you end up buying? 2nd and 7 here. Gunner Stockton in the pocket. He's on the move. Big 52 trying to wave him down. Throws this one out of bounds. 3rd and 7 with 17 seconds left here before halftime. So it's looking like UGA can take a shot to the end zone, and if not, then go ahead and take the 3 points. Samuel says he likes chocolate. Okay, Samuel. Now, Darcy's trying to make JB even more hungry than he already is. All right, so UGA already decided they'll just play it safe, bring it closer for their kicker. I don't like that. I feel like they were close enough. You go ahead, take a shot into the end zone, try to get that lead, especially when you see that both teams are scoring back and forth the way that they are. But dang, Lane Kiffin, you that disappointed in your defense? You happy to give up 3 points? Now, JB love hamburgers now. We got to start the hamburger first and foremost. We got to start the hamburger. But I feel like hot dogs are kind of sort of falling off for me for the most part. So I may have to end up cutting that. Smoothie, milkshake, ice. Ooh. JB love a good milkshake now. My doctor might cut it for me, RC, but that aside, the milkshake's gonna start for JB. Then the ice is gonna be second. Smoothie's gonna be cut. Sorry, like it's just gonna be cut. See, Sammy says, "Me too, JB. Good food, bet." Let's see. RC said she got a $20 bucket with coleslaw and mashed potatoes. Okay, and some honey barbecued wings. Living a good life. Xander, what's good? What's good? And you say, yo, Michigan took care of business. I did watch like some of the fourth quarter of that game. I didn't watch the first two, but I saw some of the fourth quarter there. And by the time I turned there, yeah, all I saw was just dominating Washington the entire time. So congratulations. Congratulations. Who does Michigan play next? All right, this is a 35-yard field goal attempt here. All right, so he cashed in on the field goal. So the score, Ole Miss 21, UGA 20. I don't think that has either offense been stopped this entire first half from scoring for any drive. I don't think anybody's been stopped yet. Who says that Stefanski has been with the Browns for 6 seasons and his job security is crazy for not accomplishing much. That's true. That's all true. But at the same time, the bar is so low in Cleveland that just the fact that he can say, hey, I made a playoff is enough for them to be like, you know what? Let's keep him around. Let's keep him around. That's how low expectations are. That's how bad things are ran down there in Cleveland. It's the reason why their jerseys are the color that it is. It represents the franchise completely. Well, you know what, RC? For this one, you're going to force JB to have to cut someone that I don't want to cut. I don't want to cut Dirk Nowinski. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to have to do it given the names here. So he's going to be cut. Got to start LeBron there, despite of how I may feel about him totally. I got to start him, and then Larry's going to come off the bench for me. But I gotta cut Dirk. Got to do it. She says, JB, some of these old men, women's hoops fans are really, really creepy, bro. Talking about how they really think certain women players are attractive with good looking body parts. The things I see, it's oh man, I see it's like that. It's like that. Dang. See? Enjoy the game. This is why we can't have nice things. That's why we can't have nice things. So looking, let me see if I can look at the stats for the first game here. I mean, the first half. All right, so we'll start with UGA. So Gunnar Stockton, he is 14 of 19 for 154 yards passing and one touchdown, no turnovers. He's also got 4 carries for 34 yards on the ground. He's currently the leading rusher right now for the Bulldogs with 34 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. So responsible for 2 touchdowns on the day. You look at Ole Miss, and so Trinidad Chambliss, he is 14 of 20 for 137 yards passing. Again, no touchdowns, no interceptions. But he too is also his team leading rusher. He's got 5 carries for 18 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, the leading running back is Kawan Lacey. He's got 8 carries for 17 yards so far here today, but he's also got himself 2 rushing touchdowns. So that counts for something. He's also got 2 catches for 9 yards so far in this one. As a team right now, Ole Miss is 15 carries for 46 yards. Meanwhile, UGA, how they're doing on the ground. Chancey Bowen, he's got 5 carries for 31 yards in this one. Nate Frazier, he's got 7 carries for 30 yards as well. As a team, they have 19 carries for 97 yards rushing so far in this one. Let's see. Archie says, JB, as a man myself watching women's sports, I make sure not to ever mention how fabulous a women's basketball player looks, even if she does visually appealing. And so if she keeps it professional, I feel you there. And the Mike says, good old RC. I mean, says Michigan State versus Indiana game 10-20. And it's also in the delay right now. Oh, wow. So TCU and Baylor is not the only game in a delay right now. Interesting. Mike says RC. As soon as you said, you need a new name. This one has gotten stale and boring. Oh man, RC changes names like most people change stocks. You know that? Uh-oh. Mike says he gonna need to speak on KFC in a few minutes. He got something to say. Well, this is the perfect time, Mike, to speak your truth. Speak your truth. We definitely want to hear this. So he says salute. Meanwhile, as we wait for that, let's see how some of the other games are transpiring so far here. All right, so again, Indiana up 21-10, and they are currently delayed. Ohio State up 17-0 over Wisconsin. They're at halftime. I see that Texas Tech has scored a touchdown, so now they're leading against Arizona State 7-6. They're about 5 minutes and some change away from reaching halftime. Let's see, is Memphis and UAB still tied? No, Memphis is up 14-10 right now over UAB. Which he says, JB, where would you rate or what would you rate Popeyes? And so, oh man, for me, I would say that Popeyes is one of those things that I have to be like really in the mood for their food, honestly. Like usually JB will find himself ordering like those popcorn shrimps and stuff or something like that more times than not. They're a bit too, like a little too spicy for JB's liking sometimes, but ultimately, I say that they're definitely in that top 4 discussion for JB if JB's building his top 4. Now, what be getting me about places like KFC is how can you invest so much time in making sure your chicken is good, but then your biscuit be so dry a person can choke if they don't have a drink and stuff like that with some of these biscuits. Like some of these chicken places need to step it up with their biscuit. You gonna throw that biscuit in there, at least make sure that it's edible, you know? She said, "Baby, I think our 3 and 4 position player, Emily Rodriguez at Iowa, has star potential. This will be her sophomore year. She spent her freshman year at UCF." How many points did she average, and how many minutes did she manage at UCF? And what's her position? The Mike says Popeye sandwich is fine. Hey, wasn't it like right before the whole COVID thing where people were literally stacked outside trying to get their hands on that Popeye sandwich, chicken sandwich? Wasn't that the case, Mike? If memory serves me right, it was like right before the pandemic started. People were going crazy for that. Yes, I'm saying start, bench, cut, Marvin Lewis, John Fox, Jeff Fisher. Ooh, you went and grabbed some coaches there. But let's see. First and foremost, I got to look at these coaches' potential. Like, if they're at their best coaching, where does that get me? And Marvin Lewis, if we're talking about from a head coach perspective, his ceiling is not that great. He has 8 written all over him with the occasional 11-5 back then, 11-6 now season and stuff like that. You ain't winning more than 11 games, but maybe one time out of an entire 13-year with him. So he's getting cut. Let's see. John Fox actually took the Carolina Panthers with Jake Delhomme to the Super Bowl, and not to mention, the involvement he had with the Broncos there. And then there's Jeff Fisher. I seen from the best of Jeff Fisher in his Tennessee Titan days. I did like some Jeff Fisher and stuff. They were very close with Tennessee versus the Rams there. So I'm gonna start Jeff Fisher, and I'm gonna put on my bench John Fox, but I'm definitely cutting Marvin Lewis in that scenario. Let's see. I guess he says she's from the Dominican Republic. Okay, okay. And she averaged 12.9 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 1.7 assists in her lone season. Hey, that's nice. And you talking about from a fourth option too? 6'1" can play the three or the four. That's great. That is great. Who says you kind of recall that? Yeah, because I remember when it first was released, everybody was like, for the first month, it was just like everywhere you looked, it was just all everybody wanted. Everybody wanted to taste it, the reviews, everything was there. So, yeah, you say chicken great but overrated and stuff. I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. In this one, 21-20, Ole Miss currently leading by 1 point in this one. Let's see. Marcy says, JB, we got a lot of fine women on our team. I be feeling like a kid in a candy factory. RC, RC, RC. She's like, "Man, I know what these scouts are eyeing when they're out there recruiting." That's all he's gonna say. He know what the scouts are thinking. All right, and again, we are waiting on the second half to get started. Which is UGA. Samuel says, crazy today, severe thunderstorm tornado, 15% in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana. I'm reporting live here, Samuel. out there in the midst of it all. Appreciate that though. I feel like Texas is always involved in something. As Archie said, if I was a scout, I would say, but she can play. But can she play? I mean, it seems that way. It seems that way. The best of both worlds, as they say. Samuel says tornado watch at Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. Okay, okay. Well, JB's definitely got his phone notification turned on. Believe it. Let's see. Archie said, JB, who's your women's basketball team you root for? And so I typically root Ohio State still in the women's college hoops. So still Ohio State. But if we were talking volleyball at the collegiate level now, RC, for as much as let's see, now JB's got had quite a few couple ones. It's been a minute since I've watched the more recent ones, but if we were talking, women's college volleyball, now it would be Tennessee. It would be even a team like Penn State, Texas, like for different reasons. All right, Sammy said, "You okay?" I mean, as of right now, JB believes he's okay. As of right now, so she says, "JB, I need a bucket of honey barbecue hot wings, a 2 liter of fruit punch, and some $20. You just threw that rent in there, didn't you? Didn't you?" Husband said, "Kelsey Plum, you say legendary fumble by Darren Waller," and so I was thinking the same thing at that time, especially when he was retired. I was like, man, fumbled the bag by retiring and stuff like that. But he's back now. But still, I feel you there, SM. I feel you there. I feel you there. Some teams are more entertaining to watch than others for some reason. Let's see. Samuel says not severe thunderstorm at Dallas. And so, yeah, I've been getting alerts about that. So if y'all see JB pause, y'all know why. Let's see. SM says you don't watch much WNBA, but the Sparks are your default team. Okay, okay. RC, man. When TMZ sent me that notification and all like that, first thing I had to do was reach out to Black Medicine because I knew that Black Medicine was gonna be going crazy and stuff like that over that. But hey, what can I say? What can I say? One must appreciate. I think that's about as much as I'm allowed to say at this day and time. But oh man, RC, yeah, I got that notification there, and I was like, "What?" Oh man, I know Shaq was drooling. That much I know. But he said he feel like he don't seen more Avengers than he need to. Like I said this morning, I'm here for the basketball. He said I'm more in snow bunnies and light skins. Good old RC. And Samuel forecasting the future, saying that next year's tornadoes are going to be crazy bad. Meanwhile, SM says the Paige Bucker's better than Caitlin Clark, RC. He don't said it, RC. Let's see. RC says JB Shaq giving off creepy old man vibes going after Angel in that way. I mean, sometimes I feel like some of these guys, I'm not even going to limit it to just athletes because this goes beyond athletes. They forget to grow up. They forget their age just because, people, still admire what they did and stuff like that. Like they got to realize, like, where they stand in the spectrum, like that's way off. But what can I say? I mean, Bill Belichick doing what he's doing. I mean, I don't know what to say. I can't speak for them. I can't speak for them, but that's some weird stuff. That's some weird stuff. But you're right, RC. You're right. Let's see. RC said you like Paige a lot. You love Caitlyn in spite of the hate directed her way. That's the way to approach it. So you gonna buy me a U-Haul truck there, Samuel? Gonna buy me a U-Haul truck next year? At some point next year, JB does plan to move. JB misses being in Georgia. So at some point next year, that is the game plan. But when specifically, I don't have that date. But when I do, you guys would know because I probably have to end up taking a week to just move things, get everything set up, get a new thing for my computer, all that stuff. And I miss the stuff that I have that's in my storage. My stuff has been in my storage since like 2023, honestly. And so I have stuff that I haven't been able to see in 2 years. So see, Mike says, Dangles, you name it, a dollar store, KFC, real talk. And so bet. Samuel says Texas for Georgia. Yeah, most people do the opposite these days. Most people are going the opposite because it's more affordable. But you know, see, Mike said you went back on Twitter a few finds to see but I'm sorry, but they were just reading the articles. Sorry, JB tripping over here. The SM says, remember how Drake was with Skylar Diggins back in the day? Now that's going back. Oh yeah, that's going back. Oh man, I had almost forgotten about that. She says Diggins is so fine. And Mike says, okay, I love that KFC. The honey barbecue is goaded. You're going. When you get Mike's stamp of approval, guys, you ain't got to worry about nothing else in life. That means you don't made it. Thinking about moving as well, Samuel? You thinking about going to Idaho, North Dakota? Man, the fall off of Clemson should be studied because I have no idea how Clemson just fell off like that. And since Diggins rejected Drake, yes. All right, guys, start of the third quarter here from their own 25-yard line here. Throws it. Oh, incomplete. Tried to thread the needle there, but incomplete. Let's see. Sammy says, you think moving for North Jackson, Mississippi? Mike says, you think black medicine like? Let's see. Mike says, so much KFC lately. Large mashed potatoes and slaw. I mean, hey, we're the ones that's keeping their business afloat. All right, 2nd and 10. Through it. Oh, look at that. He's in it. Oh my goodness. He's gonna go all the way. That's a touchdown for Ole Miss. Look at that. Wow. Y'all got Lane Kiffin on the sideline doing a Dougie. Y'all should be ashamed of y'allself, UGA. Wow. 75 yards and then some. But she said, move to Portico, Oregon. Mike says, bootleg, honey and biscuits, bucket original. Oh, you know. Tons of honey barbecue. Brayhawk says, wow. That reminds him of his prime back in the day. Your point is good. All right. So Ole Miss on the opening drive. It ain't take but a couple seconds to do it. It just took 14 seconds and they were able to score immediately here in this third quarter. How about that? Oh man, if you took the over, you jumping up and down, you probably trying to double everything you don't did so far. Because why not? I mean, the DB just got smoked. You ain't gonna be in the NFL if you get smoked like that. Look at him. Look at him. The man look like he running out there on ice. He ain't got no kind of speed for a DB. I ain't gonna lie to you. Ain't got no speed, no awareness, none of that. See, Samuel says, UJB moving what part of Georgia? That part I have not determined yet. I have not determined just yet. So Xander says Michigan took care of business, boys. He says, let's go. He says, playoff dreams still alive. There you go. There you go. But man, I mean, guys, don't it feel like college football is going by so fast now? It's like, can it just slow down? You know, obviously we're in October, couple weeks will be in November, but can it just slow down? Mike says, teach him, teach him. I see Florida's beating Mississippi State right now, 10-7. All right, now let's see what UGA has in store here in the second half. Stockton throws it, gets the completion to the back. Someone's got to tackle him, and they do 13 yards after the catch. All right, here in the third quarter, let's see, Sammy says, you wish to meet me and the wife. We might just be AI, Samuel. We might just actually be AI. You never know. Let's see. Eston says football season takes forever to get here, but then flies by. Yes, it takes forever. I mean, forever, forever. As Susander says, we have to win every game, including Ohio State, to make the playoffs. You guys have only lost what, one time or two times? Is it just one time? I think it's just one time, right? No, no, two times now. So you guys are in must-win mode. The Mike says Drake is confident, very good sign. I agree. He said, how did your second favorite quarterback, Jaden, play? I thought Bryce Young was your second favorite quarterback, Mike. That's what it sounded like last year. But now he's got to do better, though. He's got to do better. He's got to do better. First and 10. Stockton throws this one up there. Incomplete, but a flag. Somehow I knew if it's going to be incomplete, it's going to be a flag. Somehow I knew. As Xander says, you got to think Michigan beat Washington worse than Ohio State did, so our season ain't over. And so, well, it's never over. It's never over. That's for sure. But I learned last year and all like that not to compare it too much because I remember last year before we played Michigan, I was like, well, they lost to this team. We beat that team. They struggled against this team. We beat that team. Then it didn't matter. It's just going to come down to that game, just being ready on that night. Throws it. All right, it's a first down there. Mike says, teach him how to Dougie. So Simon says, you is JBAI, JBAI. Oh man, it's got a nice ring to it. Mike says, Malik Cunningham, please sign UFL and make spring great. I was about to say, I thought you meant he had got signed already. I was like, wait, what? When did this happen? I had forgotten all about him. Run play. Oh, look at that. Picks up some hard fought yards there. Let's see. Bryce is on my bad list until he ball out. He might be on that list for a little while there, Mike. You might need to wait till he ends up going somewhere else, a new team. Second and 5, throws it, gets the completion. Okay. So UGA, they are moving up that football field. They want to get to that end zone. Xander says next is a get right game against Michigan State. Hey, where's that game at? Is it at Michigan or at Michigan State this time? Like, just my favorite. Allen, shake my head. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. He's turning back into himself from 2 years ago with all these, turnovers and stuff. And you're gonna put Dart ahead of May, ahead of Drake May, Mike? So we got a second down again. UGA trailing right now 28-20 in the third quarter. But they're right there knocking on the door once again. I see some said, I was really into the XFL when it came back, but haven't followed the UFL. NFL should make it their G League. They should. Oh, I see Braden's all smiles over there. Nice carry for the first down. Oh, I see UAB is beating Memphis right now, 17-14. Since they got rid of Trent Dilfer, the program seems to be heading in the right direction once again. I think some said those third string quarterbacks like Trey Lance could be sent to the UFL to play and develop, please. Because if Jerry Jones keeps sending a guy like Trey Lance out there all preseason and stuff like that, I'm like, can we see someone else? Touchdown UGA, just like that. Too easy. Too easy. Let's see. Mike says, Allen figured out. Y'all need to get the boy some weapons right now. How's that Keon Coleman kid looking? He said, you don't like May or dislike him. Interesting. It's a love-hate relationship. Phil Stinks go to the Panthers. You want him to go from the Jets to go to the Panthers? Oh, I'm sorry. You said go Panthers. I thought you meant for him to go to the Panthers. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, I think Carolina's going to win. They just need to keep running Rico Dowdle to help my fantasy team. Dude, you had a guy wide open. What is up with that? On the 2-point play, you had a guy wide open there. He better hope this doesn't cost him in the end. The UFL signed Pratt too. Some said he played good for the Chargers in the preseason, to be honest. And so, I mean, who else would be fun? I'd like to see Joe Milton get sent to the UFL. I'd like to see that because seeing him throw all these interceptions in the preseason is not fun. That much I'm willing to say. I'm gonna say this though, Mike. I'm gonna say this. You guys, your Buffalo Bills, ruined Joe Milton III. Because when he went out there and beat you guys so that way you guys can try to mess up our draft spot, it went to his head. Like all of that went to his head, and he really thought he was that guy. And he's finding out that he's not at all that guy. So I just Panthers. I have to think that Trevor Hubbard is going to be at least a backup now. At least if they're splitting more carries, whatever. But Rico played so excellent, you got to keep riding the hot hand. That's how I view it. But who knows? It's Carolina. You say two now. Whatever happened to Kenny Pickett? Is he still with the Raiders? I know he had got traded to the Raiders early on, but whatever happened to Kenny Pickett? Because something tells me you send Kenny Pickett, he goes and sign with a team like the Michigan Panthers, goes out there. If you're lucky, he might throw 163 yards passing in a game. If you're lucky. Grissom says that Pickett to start over Geno. Oh, wow. I know Geno's been playing bad, like really bad. What's the deal with Aiden O'Connell? Is Aiden O'Connell still hurt? Like, how long is he supposed to be hurt? Because why not put him back in? And at least when Brock Bowers is healthy, he at least has the guy that can feed him for fantasy football purposes. I'm just saying. Not like they're playing for anything else. Let's see, Mike says, I don't want NFL to be one with the UFL, but they have agreement they need to expand so practice squad quarterbacks are told to go to UFL for reps. Oh, absolutely. See, that's what I loved so much about NFL Europe back in the day. Seeing a guy like, Rohan Davey out there getting to see him play, even though he was at that time the Patriots like backup quarterback around the time that Cliff Kingsbury was there. But yeah, it was great to see him play in NFL Europe and know what we had in the bench to understand why we needed Tom Brady to stay healthy for the entire season after watching some of that. Said Rico historical. You said Bryce freak out. Offensive line now almost back. He needs to relax. I mean, it's just at this point for him, muscle memory at this point. Like the kid's been traumatized. Let's not forget that. He's been traumatized for real. Oh man, Old Dominion and James Madison, they're putting up some points too. Ole Miss picks up about a good 8, 9 yards in that catch. Oh, come on, Marshall. Don't lose to Texas State. Don't do that to yourself. Don't disrespect yourself. And so 1 yard needed to get the first down here for Ole Miss. I'm sorry, 2 yards here. They're calling it 2nd and 2. Gonna feed to the back, and the back is going to fight for the first down. I believe he got the first down. Let's see what the officials say. 9 minutes and 22 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. Shotgun formation here for Ole Miss again from their own 35-yard line. Up, look at that. A penalty in a game like this with so much on the line. Neither defenses have been able to stop anything so far in this one. You're going to make a mistake like that? Come on, man. Oh, yeah. Perkins will get you some ratings there. Let's see. SM says the Kurt Warner is the perfect example why a developmental league could be good for the NFL. Oh, yes, for sure. Complete receiver was not ready for it. My goodness. I'll send my clone. Imma clone myself and send one to you. Imma clone myself there, Samuel. The Mike says, "Okay, I checked on Keon, still super slow." And so, okay, so I mean, the man was, yeah, like not about his speed and stuff, but hey, he's supposed to be that number one guy. You guys are really wanting him to turn into that number one receiver, and we're just waiting on it. Was that a catch? My goodness. My goodness. Wow. Last time I seen a person make a catch like that was an officer that was trying to give out a warrant. Let's see. Mike says Xavier Leggett, huge regression. Yeah, he was not even in consideration for any of my fantasy teams. I needed to see it this year to believe it. As it Mike says, tight end TJ Sanders is back, and you say Jalen Coker, the great season debate. Will he be great like receiver Horn? Find that out. All right, nice carry there. Picks up about a good 4, 5 yards there. 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. Bray Hawk says, "What a catch! He's impressed." SM said, "JB, who do you regret not picking up on the waiver wire so far?" Ooh, that's a good question. There are lots of great talent that JB has let just slide through without JB even getting. But I'm about to say Cam Scottaboo right now is one of the bigger regrets that come to mind because I literally could have picked him up when he was dropped early in the season. I just looked at him and just I didn't do it for some reason. I just didn't do it. I was like, well, I got enough running backs, blah blah blah. But I certainly now could have used it in that particular league. So Cam Scottaboo is definitely one that I regret not picking up. Let's see. Mike says, new UFL billionaires say if you're just a collecting check veteran, he wants you out. Ooh, come on, Lane Kiffin. What we gonna do, Lane Kiffin? It's fourth down, man. Your defense can't stop nothing, man. Nothing. Y'all got no choice but to go for it. Your defense ain't stopped nothing. Let's see, Mike said he want players that's working to NFL. Your thoughts there? And so, I mean, it's good to have ambitious players, but you can still find value in those veterans because everybody can't be the star. You do need stars in the team, but everybody shouldn't have to be the star. Oh, look at him. Play calling. I love it. I love it because when you see your defense cannot stop anybody, you got to go for them. I learned that watching the Colts around 2004 and stuff like that when they had an amazing offense, but a terrible defense. Sometimes you just got to go for it when your defense is that bad. You just got to. McMillan has had a quietly successful season so far. And he got his first touchdown the last game, didn't he? I think he got was it two or one? But yeah, he's coming along. Quarterback keeps it himself there, picks up a yard. Okay. Nicest Panthers need another edge. Oh, they need more than just another edge there. But that's a good start. Let's see. What's the Patriots' most pressing need right now? The most pressing need, I feel like, for the Patriots right now, if I had to say, since Diggs is doing an okay job at the one, I won't say that it's the most pressing need, but I feel like we need a dog in that in that secondary. We need a real dog in that secondary. Like I like Christian Gonzalez at the corner, but he gets hurt too often. But aside from him, if we had like a marquee safety that was a hard hitter in there, change the play type of thing, oh man, That would be amazing. So on defense, I would say a safety because we did cut our safety right before the season started. UGA says not today. They said not today. I said, no way, Mr. Lacy, no way. That's a good question there, Mike, because I feel like we've brought in so many people there, but definitely one more safety would have been nice. And on offense, I like what we're doing because we got a couple of rookies in that offense line. They are balling out. That's what I'm saying. Who do you regret drafting? Ooh. Let JB think about this one after this play here. Receiver goes in motion. Oh, quarterback gonna keep it himself again. And the quarterback, did he get it? Did he not? He got it. That's a touchdown. Ole Miss. All right, go for that extra point. All right, so who did they be regret drafting in fantasy football? In all honesty, Jawan Jennings so far has been that biggest regret for me. Um, Either him. At first, I would have said Cooper Cup early on, but Cooper Cup seems to be at least give me some points. But Jaron Jennings has been nothing for my team, but just taking up a roster spot. He's hurt. He stays hurt. He's dealing with two injuries. They're using him as a decoy. He's been nothing but a frustration. The only thing that has gone wrong so far for my fantasy football teams in my two undefeated leagues has been really having Jaron Jennings on my team. So I do regret that I had him, that I drafted him. But yes, I've been pretty much spot on for. We described the rules great, and so I mean, the kid runs reckless in the best way possible. That's what I can say. He runs the way that Pacheco used to. As I said, for me, as Pacheco, he was off my board, but was like the only running back left at that pick, and I took him. I mean, I get that, SM, but the hope is for you in that situation, SM. The hope is that later in the season, once he has, because I know obviously coming back from that injury and stuff like that, he has not been the same. But if he can ever just get back to a little bit of what he was and at least secure that number one spot, stop giving away those carries to Hunt. But that's a long shot. That's a long shot. I've only got him in one league though, but I didn't draft him that high. So, it is what it is. Jacoby Myers back to the Patriots. Something tells me Jacoby Myers will do everything within his ability not to come back to the Patriots just out of spite for how things went down. I would love to have him come back, but he would not love to be back. Vrabel, who we needed, yes, exactly what we needed. Yes, says Purdy likes throwing to Jennings, but he has been hurt. Mac throwing the ball. Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. That's also true. But when you're dealing with a rib injury, you're dealing with an ankle injury, you can't even practice throughout the week and stuff like that. All I'm seeing did not practice, did not practice, did not practice, limited practice. I'm like, bruh, like if you hurt, just say you hurt. That's my problem with him. If you hurt, just tell JB you hurt. I won't start you. You won't hurt JB. You recover. Go on IR. Don't take up a roster spot. But man, you're gonna try to play through it? And for what? I learned when I saw that Terrell Owens went out there in the Super Bowl and played despite his injury in the Super Bowl. You're supposed to do, but they held it against him. They held it against him, didn't give that man his money and stuff like that when they should have paid him for what he did in that Super Bowl, and everything else just went downhill after that with between the relationship between him and Donovan McNabb. But yeah, so the NFL does not reward you for playing hard. Baker Mayfield, when he was in Cleveland, he messed up his shoulder. He should not have been playing, but he played through it. And what happened? He took the blame, he took the heat, and it ended up, he had to go elsewhere and fight for another spot. Trade that says that he is in 2026 and 2027. Would you guys tell me this? If you guys could visit any stadium, and when I say any stadium, let's just say one stadium per sport. So one stadium per sport for however many sports you want to mention. But if you guys can visit one stadium in which all costs and expenses are paid for, what stadium would you guys want to visit? Like, give me a college one, give me a NFL, shoot, it can be an NBA arena, just any stadium that you guys would want to visit if it was like totally free, everything paid for. All right, so here we go, guys. All right, so kickoff on the way, and again, Ole Miss leading right now, 35-26 here in the third quarter with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go. So Mike says, JB, who's the Patriots general manager? So right now, the Patriots general manager is Elliot Wolf. And you may remember Elliot Wolf was with us last year as well. But when we brought on Mike Vrabel, Vrabel met with him and they decided that they were going to try to work together as well. Henceforth saying, look, I know Gerard Mayo was the problem there. We don't really know what we got, what players we got. So let's see if we can work together. And it's been working. It's been working. So I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing here. It's funny how it takes a coach to really be able to show off what the GM can do. Mike says Baker's good. And so, oh yeah, Buccaneers are top at number one, and he's doing it despite the injuries. You know, you lose your top three weapons, that makes it hard. Like, even if you're playing a video game, you lose your top three weapons, you're going to see the difference. But Baker out there putting in work. And again, we are at the commercial here. But tell me this, who are you guys paying attention to right now in college football? I know we always talk about the quarterbacks for this upcoming draft, so let's not talk quarterbacks here. Let's talk about the other players right now in college football that we are excited about their NFL journey. They don't have to be like, a top 10 pick coming up, but just you guys let me know someone that you guys have been, either hearing about, got your eyes on, excited for all of that stuff in terms of just around college football that's not obviously not a quarterback. That's the only requirement. They cannot be a quarterback. Because there's so many good players, but we don't really get to too much talk about these guys that's coming up. Let's see. Am I on Discord? And so I haven't been on Discord in a minute. Like, it's been a long time. Last time I was on Discord was back when me and the Sports Blitz was actually doing like videos and stuff together. That's how long it's been since I've been on Discord. That's the last time I used Discord really. So I see Mike says, shout out Rattler effort. Hey, he is putting in effort. He's fighting everybody hard, and I like that for him. I like that for him. Now the Saints don't like the results and the record, but I like that for him. So Mike's been on the lookout for some edge rusher. Whenever I think edge rushers, the first schools that come to mind is your Texas A&Ms, obviously. You're always going to get some kind of, pass rusher from a Texas A&M. So I always look to see what do they have going on. I'll also look at Texas Tech because I know that defensively they're always good as well. So those are always schools that I'm always eyeing at personally if I'm looking like, okay, I want to see those defensive ends. Let's see. RC says, "Here I am again. Welcome back, RC. It's been quiet without you. We missed you." All right, so UGA with the football from their own 25-yard line, trailing 35-26. They're going to run the ball here. Gets tackled out about the 30-yard line here. 4:04 to go in the third quarter. Mel mock draft. Okay, okay. Let me go ahead and Google it right now then. You guys have no idea. Once football season is done, these mock drafts is the only thing that keep things together outside of college basketball at that point of the year. Let me look and see. All right, so I'm gonna look at the one that I see on ESPN that was done 4 days ago, Mike. She said, "JB, I love my profile picture. I am just looking a super unique name that has never been done and one that will set me apart." Okay. Speaking of setting apart here, UGA, Gunnar Stockton turns on the wheels. Gets brought down from behind by the big fella. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left to go here in the third quarter play. The Arizona State has reclaimed the lead against Texas Tech. And Mike says, shout out Sports Split. And so, yeah, the Sports Splits actually got his first win in my fantasy football league this past week when he beat my rival who's still winless so far. Like my rival won last year's championship, and he's the only person now that is currently winless. So, yeah. As I said, JB, you've been hearing pin drops. Well, better than, oh man. Bosa, you know what? I've been meaning to ask you about that, Mike. How has he been doing? Because I have not heard his name come up at all. She said, JB, we said we might name him Preston. Okay, Cy Kobe or Ermias, like Nipsey's real name, or my, oh man, RC, some nice options there. Some nice options. Let me know when you decide. And Mike says, that's it. He's interested. Bet, bet, bet. You hate it when you make a big time splash and then it's just like, like, dang, you whiffed on it. You brought in a name and the name never produces up to the hype. What happened to Von Miller? Where did he end up going? Like, I totally forgot about Von Miller. 4th and 1. Wait a minute. Did they stop him? Did they really do it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can it be? Oh, man. If this, oh, man. Those psycho. Maybe I think what how is shared. What she said, Maybe I actually you actually like C Kobe would be pronounced like C and okay, C hey, C Kobe would be because I feel like with a name like C Kobe, it has the same potential of you think about LeBron's name, you don't hear nobody else prior to that with LeBron. So if you went with C Kobe, I could see that. I could see that. So we got 8 seconds left to go here in the third quarter play. Got Ole Miss with the football. Sorry, not Ole Miss, UGA with the football. 45 seconds to go. Throws it. Complete. Complete. These are some sorry DBs. I hate to say it, but these DBs are sorry, guys. Like, my goodness. I have not seen one guy seriously stop the ball from being completed. Like, some bad DBs. Mike says that Washington, he washed. NF, what's good with ya? What's good with ya? The shotgun keeps it himself here, turning on the Jets, or what's left of it. Let's see. Kenneth says, "Hey, my friend, how are you doing today?" JB is doing all right. You say you're doing good today, and maybe I can do another stream for the Tennessee and Alabama one. And happy anniversary to me and my wife. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, and I do need to spend time with her after this one there. So that's why JB can't do back to back anymore. Got to spend time with the wife there. It would have been a good one though. It would have been a good one. I was thinking to myself how if only I could just clone myself and stream all three. This one, the one yesterday. Let's see. Archie says, "How many people outside of LeBron are named LeBron?" I think I heard one. It's a lesser known jazz musician named LeBron, but maybe those are the only two LeBrons in the world. Well, that works out. That works out. Let's see. Sandra says, "Hey RC, I think what is how is laptop and YouTube live stream for live chat?" And so let's see. Mike says Vaughn is in Washington. Ah man, he might be bad luck with Rock then. If he went to Washington and destroyed that foundation of what they got, he might be the bad luck then. I chose Cowboys to beat the Commanders this time. I just got a feeling that they're going to do it. But I mean, I really don't know now because that cornerback that the Cowboys got somehow got a concussion at home. That had JB reevaluating everything. Trevon Diggs, I'm like, how you get a concussion at home? They say doing like home activities gave you a concussion, and now you're in concussion protocol, bro. I'm like, what in the world happened? I'm like, somebody don't put their hands on Travion. I'm sorry, Trayvon. Diggs. Someone had to. Yeah, Mike says go Ole Miss. Yeah, JB's looking to see if Ole Miss can actually pull this off. I picked them to win it, but we're gonna see. Today, this just might be my best week in college football so far, based upon how the games are going so far. But let me not speak too soon. I'm looking right now to see how my picks are looking for the week. I felt like I was off to a good start early this morning, but we'll see if that continued to be the case or not. All right, so I was right about Vanderbilt beating LSU. I was right about Georgia Tech beating Duke. I was correct about Houston beating Arizona, Oklahoma beating South Carolina. Okay, so far all the games that have played so far that I did my pick'ems for is all correct so far. And they're looking good, the ones that are still playing right now. So let's see how far JB can go. That's it. She says, Samuel, I am on hiatus until women's college basketball. JB, I don't know that I want to be disappointed on live watching your Cowboys lose. I mean, ain't CD supposed to be coming back? Dak has been looking good lately. He has been looking good lately. My biggest concern is that Cowboys defense, though. That's a major concern, but it might just be a shootout. It might just be a shootout. See, it says how is laptop live stream on YouTube? And so, I mean, honestly, I always use StreamYard now, but regardless of what you use, it's always a great experience for me. As long as you got good internet connection that doesn't keep freezing. So they're gonna say that he was short. See, this is JB. Realize how important it is to have self-belief on YouTube. I'm basically here as an Iowa fan, but tapping into the Iowa women's hoops market and community isn't an automatic thing. And so, hey, belief is where it starts. He that says he can and he that says he can't, they are both right. But the person that believes that they can, they are correct. Because we absolutely can. But the person that believes that he can is also correct. So let's see. She said, I think CD will be back in week 2. Okay, okay. So you shotgun receiver going in motion. Gonna feed it to the back and the back. Oh, look at him. Stumbles, but almost got that first down there. 14:05 to go. So Ole Miss knows when they get this football back, because it's looking like UGA's for the score. It's looking like they better be ready to score again. These guys don't want to smoke. They should be ashamed of themselves, man. Y'all is the defense. 2nd and 3. Stockton doing it to him again. Wait a minute. He still fought for it. Let's see. RC says, JB, do they charge you an arm and a leg for all their features on for OBS? Oh, you mean for sure? I was about to say, 'cause gotta go back to remember how OBS was. But for StreamYard and so nah, it's really not all that expensive at all. It's relatively like affordable with what you would expect, honestly. So yeah, it's not an arm and a leg. Might cost you a toe. That's about it. And UGA got the touchdown. Speaking of StreamYard, they're probably going to be billing me very soon, come to think of it. But yeah, so UGA scored a touchdown. It was a must score touchdown. They're down by 3 points, so the extra point will make it 2. All right, so with 12 minutes and 56 seconds left to go, if you're Ole Miss, you understand you better be ready to score this time. And then if you get the football back again, you better be ready to score that time as well. Let's see. RC says, JB, I think it's a streamer named Ashley. I found her channel today. She specializes in covering a lot of girls' high school basketball games. What area does she typically cover when it comes to the high school games? Is there like specific regions that she does or just in general? Yeah, so we are currently right now here at the commercial now. Good one here. Ole Miss up 35-33. Ohio State up 27-0 versus Wisconsin early in the fourth quarter. These I'm saying how to live. And so yeah, so if you do it through StreamYard, it'll automatically show you the comments on the right side when you set it up through StreamYard. I've never done it directly, just only through YouTube from my laptop, but I assume it would be the same thing. Usually that always pop up on the right side, unless you're using like maybe through like OBS or something, then maybe it might be at the direct bottom. But either way, the moment that you get ready to go live and you go live, Samuel, the chat will automatically pop up. So there's nothing special that you would need to do necessarily for that. You might have to press a button for it to show up on the screen like JB does, but the live streams will once they go live, the chat box will appear. So you might want to do a test stream before you actually go live to be able to see it. Let's see. RC says Ashley Astro Roberts. And let's see. KC says, do we see any upsets on college football today from the top 25? Well, earlier today we certainly saw a couple upsets. We saw um who was it that played earlier? We saw, let me narrow this down to the top 25. My mind's going blank right now. But oh yeah, Vanderbilt beating LSU because Vanderbilt was ranked 17, LSU's number 10. So that was an upset. Shoot, last night we saw the number 2 ranked team in the country, Miami, get upset by Louisville, even though it's in Miami. So we saw that. But even right now, some of the games playing right now, shoot, that Arizona State versus Texas Tech game, that one right now, Arizona State is leading 9-7, and they're in the third quarter. So that could very well end up being an upset in that matchup. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. I don't know if USC is ranked or not, but they play Notre Dame I know is ranked. So yeah, Notre Dame, USC. If USC beats Notre Dame, that'd be an upset. I can see that happening. I could see that happening. The Mike says rate the following players JB and chat. See, Fernando Mordazzo. Yeah, so I've been hearing a lot honestly about him, but I need to honestly watch him more for myself to give a more accurate rating. But hey, based upon what the team is doing, I would say that's definitely at least B plus, A minus around that range. Then you've got Dante Moore. I mean, he's been doing pretty good. He's been doing pretty good. Obviously, against Indiana, could have used a little bit more from him, but I'll give him a B plus. I'll give him a B plus, doing what he's doing. Ole Miss throws the income. Doing, bruh, it's what all by himself. How do you miss that? What is he doing? It's not all smiles. No, you don't miss a play like that. You don't miss a play like that. Did nobody want to play coverage in this game? Everybody's wide open. These DBs for both teams are trash. What's the final score in that one, Kenneth? Sammy says he wish his new laptop live stream test on to do it on New Year's Eve for 2026. Okay, and then go live for the championship game. Okay, well you can do it. Just make sure you got everything set up prior to then. Get that live stream in there, and then get a little practice too. Because if you want to go live for the Super Bowl, get a little practice in before that. She says JB. She says she's a former collegiate ball player turned serial entrepreneur who has a passion for all things basketball and life. Well said. But you know what? Who doesn't have passion right now? This defense for Ole Miss, and now Ole Miss is asking that defense to go out there and make a play. All right, so UGA with it in the round. Oh, look at that. We got guys slipping and falling and tripping and just getting dirt and grass all up their eyes, man. It's nasty, man. Like what kind of defense is this Ole Miss? This is terrible. This is just downright atrocious defense here. This is scarier than Halloween, bro. This is terrible. Let's see, Kenneth says 24 to 6. Okay, it was 24 to 6. Okay, appreciate that update. Appreciate that. Yeah, they did get a big loss then. All right, gets the completion there to Delp. Samuel says where Laney should fall asleep. Y'all go stop trying Laney. Every time y'all say Laney sleep, Laney is not sleep. Y'all keep calling Laney out. You're gonna silence all of y'all teams. Just wait. All right, Bell goes in motion here for UGA. Gonna feed it to the back and the back off the left side. All right, so about the 35-yard line. She said, JB, I keep falling asleep. Oh man, JB understands that. JB understands that. I've had to fight it, especially I think in that second quarter. It was like it was like real hard for JB there. Despite the fact the game's very entertaining. That's how you know JB's getting old. Ohio State game 27-0, according to good old Samuel. Under 6 minutes to go. Play fake. Stockton moving. Stockton on that run. He's running. He's running. Tripped up but a first down. Bernard says she won't be tonight. Sam said Ohio State game 27-0. And Brayhawk says nice run by Gunner. What's your fantasy football team record now, Braden? Did you win last week? Gonna run to the left side there. Oh, got him at the line of scrimmage there with about 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter of play. The Brayhawk says nope. 2-4. Ah, dang. Who you playing this week? Do you think you got a chance to win this week? Legitimately got a chance to win this week? Because you're in must-win situation. 3-4 is a lot better than 2-5. Let's see. Greyhawk says, my team isn't even that bad. I just keep getting unlucky. So it's just a matter of having tough opponents at the wrong time. Like your team plays great, someone else goes out there, has an amazing game. That's tough. Because I see even old man's fantasy football team is starting to get a couple wins now. I think he's even favored this week, I think. So that's interesting. But yeah, I can understand that because you got Zoe in your division. I play Zoe this week, but man, I've been watching Zoe's team been scoring like 178 points, 205 points, 193, 220. I'm like, bruh, chill. I'm like, you scoring all your points early. Your team at some point is gonna have to level out. But there's no chills. Let's see. Let's get your comment. RC, you said, I'm gonna put out an episode one tonight called Deal Me In, probably in 1 hour from now. Oh, bet. Speaking of dealing one in there, UGA gets a touchdown. They take the lead right now. And Ole Miss, they are that secondary. Whoo, my goodness. Brayden said he's favored to win this week. Well, that would be a much needed win right there. If you can get that win, you'll be one win away from reaching 500, and then hey, anything's possible from there. Check it out, RC. This is it for you. You said I made a big trade a couple weeks ago. What trade did you make? I'm trying to remember what trade went down, and I'm the commissioner. I'm like, what trade did you make? You say Zoe's team is good? Heck yeah, it's good. That's why I was so mad that John Robinson bailed them out last week and got him 40 something points. And I'm like, bruh, I need him to lose. I need some space. My team may be undefeated, but we can't sleep well at night knowing that Zoe's team is putting up more points in a single game than we are. Now, in terms of points on the season, I've got more points in the season than he does, but he's too close for comfort. I need him to lose. She says, Braden, it's my Addison Deal episode show. It will be in video form. The touchdown. Looking forward to our RC. And she said, JB is called Deal Me In as an Addison Deal. Last name. Gotcha. Traded Derrick Henry away. You could have traded him to JB. You could have traded him to JB. Who did you trade him to? Mike says, best college receivers. That is a good question. Do you say maybe the Seahawks and Texans will be a game? Will I be streaming that one? And so that game comes on. All right, y'all give JB another minute. JB's got to step away once again. It won't be long. Back to be, and so is the Ole Miss offense. Who's playing Monday? Mm. Well, honestly, JB's not sure which Monday night game because JB really wants to do the Tampa Bay Detroit game. That'd be a great one, but since it comes on 6 o'clock Central Time and JB's on the Central Time, I'm not sure if I'll be able to pick up my wife in time and then get back in time for a 6 p.m. game on a Monday. But that Houston and Seattle game is a little too late for JB's liking, starting at 9 o'clock. Would work the next day. So I'm gonna try to aim for that Detroit and Tampa Bay game, but we'll have to go from there. I'm gonna try to aim for that one. That's the one I think I'm gonna try for. Let's see. He said his name is Derek Fumbly, and it says cue the Jeopardy theme song. And it says, "What's for dinner for tonight?" That's a great question. I don't know. I hope the wife has a game plan though. All right, throws it. Oh, come on, ball bit him on the hand. What are we doing? What are we doing? If y'all end up having to punt this ball and putting your faith in the defense hands, y'all might as well just give up this game already. If y'all don't end up getting this first down. Damon says, "Oh no, storm chaser at West Monroe, Louisiana now. Oh man, coming soon to Vicksburg, Mississippi. Takes a deep shot. He got too excited for that one. You had it in your hand. I can't with these guys, man. I just can't." He just dropped it. That's all you can say. He just dropped it. All right, so Ole Miss gonna punt the ball here. This could very well be it. All right, let's see what they do. So Kenneth dropped the YouTube link there. Let's see, SM says, Lemon from the USC is getting drafted top that. My man's going to go in the top 15. All right, so we are at the commercial again. And that's Makai Lemon for anybody that's wondering, wide receiver USC. About 5'11" and 195 pounds. You said that's your friend. Shannon, he does racing and baseball and basketball and college basketball too. And he's at 40K. Oh, nice. 40K is amazing. Estim said, JB, it wouldn't shock me if it's one of those years where only one quarterback gets drafted in the first round. Well, that would be if the NFL wised up, you know. I sure wouldn't advocate for no team to go out there and do that after seeing how, you can go out there and get a good quarterback to fit your system and stuff. I mean, if you're going to draft a kid, he's got to be a game changer. You feel me? A true game changer. Don't go getting all these projects when you know you don't have the tools to fix them yourself, because they're going to end up failing you because you're failing them, and then they're going to go somewhere else and maybe succeed. Yes, Samuel says, "Oh, you think you're going to be visiting a Texas Roadhouse and getting some of their steak? You're asking if JV's had it and if it's good? I think you got to try it out for yourself there, Samuel. But yeah, you'll like it. You'll like it." All right, so you said Ruben. Let me But yeah, it's good. It's good. I actually got to take my wife there at some point so she can try it out. But some said Texas Roadhouse is solid. Oh, for sure. Because yeah, Ruben's about 275 pounds, Mike, 6'3", and you know since he's born in Miami, that means he can move. You know that. Back in 2023, he had 7.5 sacks that season. Back in 2023, had 3.5 last year. Don't do it, SM. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Because one of us go to OT. Whoo! Not today. The run play and a first down. Ole Miss is in trouble. They're at the mercy right now of UGA. This is UGA strength. Coming soon next month, Samuel's birthday month. He's gonna be turning 27. That's what's up. Happy early birthday. So UGA. Oh, got Gunner Stockton there for a loss there, big time play. And honestly, Harris, he guessed correctly there. SM said Carson Beck getting drafted to the CFL. So here we go from their own 18-yard line. Second and 12. Looking to throw this ball. Gonna take a deep shot. Once again, another completion. Like these guys, these defensive backs, they are straight trash. Straight trash. Like what are they doing? They can't stop one deep pass. My man hitting this like this is layups out here. Straight trash, man. All right, let me see. That's wild, guys. That's wild. Again, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Will JB be going live? That one, yes, JB anticipates that we'll be going live. Although I don't know with Old Man's new schedule, I don't know if Old Man how often he'll be able to join us. But yeah, me and Zoe will be. Come on, Lane Kiffin. You got to have some kind of game plan here. Dang. I knew I should not have gone Ole Miss here. 2:35 left to go here in the game. Right now, UGA up 40 to 35. If they score, it's over. If they keep running the clock the way they run the clock, it'll be over. Look at that. You can't even get him in the backfield, man. What are they doing? Wednesday, November 5th. Happy early birthday to you. See, Miss Wrecked. Kenneth says, "Oh, Miss crashed and ran out of gas." That's what it was. That's exactly what it was towards the end. I mean, they ain't got no kind of defense. Complete opposite defense of what they had a year ago. No kind of defense. Oh, for sure. I'm gonna try to get Zoe to sing happy birthday for you on that day. I'm gonna try to get Zoe to sing happy birthday for you. We want Zoe to sing the entire happy birthday song. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see. Mike says the Dolphins versus the Browns, the Arby's game. I tell you what, you say put in our guy. I tell you what, Mike, let him sit this one out. Let him sit this one out. With the wind supposed to be between what, gust of about 50 to 60 miles an hour out there, it's going to be crazy and hard to try to throw that ball in that game. So, yeah, let Dollar General, DG, Dylan Gabriel, let him go out there and struggle in that mess. We'll take the next one. Oh, what a tackle. What a tackle. Okay. Okay, Ole Miss. Go and burn their final timeout. Okay. Let's see. Rain now at Vicksburg, Mississippi. Let's see. Kenneth says maybe we all get him to do it November the 1st. Maybe. Let's see, you say you've seen live Sanders play and he's good. He was good. Oh, you better believe it. Speaking of good, I see that Mendoza had a good game, 4 passing touchdowns. They're up now like what, 38 to 10? If he makes this, something tells me we were going to end up with JBOT. Georgia wins their overtime games regardless, but it'd be nice if he went out here and missed this kick. All right, this is just a 42-yard field goal attempt. So let's see what they do. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick itself is good to make it now an 8-point lead here for UGA. So now, Ole Miss, what do you do? You're down 8 points. You've seen the momentum go all the way to UGA side here, but you still are in this game. Kenneth says, who is everyone's Heisman favorite so far? Good question there, Kenneth. Good question. So everyone let us know who is your Heisman favorite so far this season. Whoa. SM says Shador equals Geno Smith. Whoa. Looking to see how this one's going to play out, guys. All right. So kickoff. Oh, look at that script kick here. Out by the returner. Yeah, ran into his own guy there, had no sense of direction whatsoever. So here we go. 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Yeah, gets the football back in this game without Ole Miss scoring. It's a W. Samuel says maybe no OT? Question mark, question mark. Maybe. Then again, maybe it might. It might go to overtime. You're rooting for Ole Miss. You've got no choice but to root overtime. As some says, sorry, JB, I think we're getting overtime. The reality is sinking in, and it's sinking in real fast. We shall see. Ole Miss has been struggling to move the ball last couple drives, so we will see. What is the Mississippi State game score? Let us take a look. Let me take Florida. So right now, Florida is up 13-7 for what I'm seeing, but it looks like Florida is at the 1 yard line, so they might be scoring another touchdown against Mississippi State, Samuel. So your Mississippi State might be in a little bit of trouble if Florida can cash this in. Kenneth says 13-7. But yeah, they're facing a third and goal from the 1 yard line. The Florida Gators are. Just waiting here to see how the final 2 minutes of this quarter. We don't know if it's going to be the game, but for this quarter, how it plays out. If you think UGA is going to pull off this win, type UGA in the chat. But if you think that this one might go to overtime, put JBOT. If you think Ole Miss will find a way to win, then hey, put Ole Miss. KC still sticking with Thomas Castellanos and Deuce Robinson for the MVP and asking what's for dinner. So for dinner, I still have no idea what I'm going to be eating later on, but I need to ask the wife to make sure that she has a game plan. Essence said, JB, which college coach do you think can succeed in the NFL? Honestly, college coach that would be able to succeed in the NFL has to have the mindset of someone that, can be creative and stuff. And I know that this person failed the last time that they actually were at the NFL level, but I think the circumstances were just really bad. He had DeMarcus Russell as his quarterback, and he just seemed like he didn't even want DeMarcus Russell, but they forced him into anyways. And that's Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin would be an excellent coach if he got a second chance in the NFL, kind of like how Pete Carroll failed the first time, then the second time actually worked out. I could see Lane Kiffin at the next level. I mean, he got a father that was a long time NFL coach. He knows what he's doing. Oh man, look at this. The kid's running the back the wrong way. What's he doing? What is he do? You know what, y'all? We may not get no JBOT the way this kid's throwing. Gee, okay, bet. And Samuel says, Happy Halloween Saturday, Virginia versus North Carolina game. Start time 11 a.m. Halloween. For you, Dan Lennon. I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. Mike said, What Miss JB know about that herb and spice? Hey, a lot. A lot. All right, 3rd and 10. Halftime. Almost threw it to the other team. My goodness. How can you fall apart like this? Like my man's falling apart before our very eyes. How? 'Cause if I'm a coach, I'm extremely concerned. He's just misfiring at this point. Brayhawk said, "Here's the game," and again, Brayhawk can see the future. All right, looking to throw. Found it, balls deflected, and that's it. That is all she wrote, guys. That is going to do it for this contest. There will be no JBOT. My. And so it says that's game. Mike says, if I try pass it yet? I actually have not I have not yet. I know we talked about it before, but I have not yet. Mike says, dang, Georgia. I know, right? Brayox says, see ya. JB, great stream. Appreciate that and appreciate you, Braden. Hey, best of luck to your fantasy team this week. Got to get that W. He said Alabama might lose. That's right. Laney's team has got to come through. Has got to come through. Absolutely. And so, yeah, JB will get it a try. He will give it a try. Esm says next game, Notre Dame, USC. And so, yeah, best of luck to USC for that one. And so Mike says, thanks, JB. Thank you. And so we see these quarterbacks out here taking a knee. Georgia's going to win this one 43-35. Just waiting on this clock to count all the way down. And so Laney says, great stream, JB. See you next time. And so best of luck to Tennessee. I'm hoping that they come out with the victory in this one here. Absolutely rooting for your team, but thanks for coming through. So he's going to take one more knee, and then that's a wrap. UGA winning the shootout 43-35. Absolutely. All right, that's it. That's game. That's a wrap. So UGA officially wins this one. The final knee was taken. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming through here. It's been great. It's been real. And now it's time for JB to actually go ahead and figure out what for dinner. Simon says Virginia versus North Carolina game start time 11 a.m. Saturday, September 20. I'm sorry, October 25th. See. And she said, JB, I woke up just in time to say goodbye and bring some meat. Oh yeah, eat some KFC for JB for sure, for sure. And so yeah, see you, Kenneth. And next stream will be Monday. Not sure which Monday night football game though, but I will set it up as soon as I do decide which game it will be. But I'm gonna try to make that Detroit versus Tampa Bay game. That's the one I'm gonna be aiming for. As it says, another W stream from JB. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you. Take care. And you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Oh, yeah. Peace out, RC. JB signing out. Absolutely. But yes, Samuel, it's going to be Monday, probably going to be the 7 p.m. Eastern time frame for the Buccaneers and the Lions. But if I don't get to pick up my wife in time because she ends up working late, then I may have to pivot to the Seahawks and Texans game. But we'll see how that plays out. Absolutely. Take care. And hey, enjoy the rest of football today and tomorrow. See ya.